What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. RGO1 Traveling Frog? Start Sea Kings? Ask for flowers? New World. An island. Chen Mu is driving a small boat in the waters near the island, holding fishing tools, and is currently fishing. Speaking of it, it is a bit humble, he is not from this world. But from a blue planet. However, so far, he was not like the web articles or TV series he had read. As soon as you travel through time, you will get an awesome cheat. Then win Bai Fu Mei, and finally reach the top. The world he traveled through was the world of One Piece he had seen before. And, after this period of observation, the current timeline is not the era in which Luffy was. Nor was it Roger's time, it's the Rocks era even before Roger. In the era of the Rocks, obviously, the sea was much darker than it was in the era of Roger and Luffy. The degree of danger can be imagined. As for Chen Mu, in order to survive, he had to start fishing to make ends meet to fill his stomach. However, apart from fishing, he spent the rest of his time exercising his physical skills. At that time, the reason was also that if he did not awaken cheat in the end, one day in the future, pirates would come to this island to kill, so that he could have a little self-protection ability. By the way, is your luck a bit bad today? Why did it take so long to catch such a small amount of fish? Chen Mu looked at the fish on the boat and pondered. In this world, there are not only huge sea kings, but also very unusual small fishes with a length of about 2 meters. Sea kings generally live in the deep sea, but there are many small fish near ordinary islands, and sea kings are rarely encountered. Of course, this is only the case for fish near the island where Chen Mu lives. There are also a large number of sea kings living near some special islands. For Chen Mu, the amount of fish caught will determine the quantity and quality of food today. Hey, Chen Mu, how is the fish population on your side? At a distance from Chen Mu's boat, a man yelled and asked. This person, like Chen Mu, is also doing fishing work. However, he caught the same amount of fish as Chen Mu today, which is pitifully small. So he asked Chen Mu how many fish there were, and if there were too many fish, he leaned over to Chen Mu. Don't mention it, if this continues, you won't even think about eating tonight, Chen Mu said helplessly, staring at the sea in front of him. He fished all morning, but only caught one fish. You must know that he hasn't had breakfast or lunch yet. This fish is enough to exchange him for lunch, because the coast here, the price of fish is extremely low. As for eating by yourself, Chen Mu didn't even think about it, because since he came to this world, he has eaten fish for too long, and now he smells fish, and he feels disgusted, let alone eat it. I don't know what's going on today. The fish nearby seem to have been eaten up. The man scratched his head and complained. Normally, the number of fish should not be so bad. After a whole morning of fishing, at least it must be a bumper harvest. But now, like Chen Mu, he only caught one fish. This made him wonder if something happened in the sea, and why the number of fish in the vicinity is so scarce today. Catch it for a while, I hope to catch another one, Chen Mu prayed secretly. He basically spent the whole morning fishing, and then exchanged the fish he caught for money. The money in exchange is responsible for maintaining the vitality of the day. And in the afternoon, he used it for exercising. He wouldn't be able to exercise today if he couldn't catch any fish. While Chen Mu was worrying about the few fish he caught today, suddenly a voice came into his ears. No. To be precise, it was passed into his mind. Ding! Congratulations to host for awakening the traveling frog system. Traveling frogs can travel to 10,000 worlds and bring back items and abilities from 10,000 worlds for the host. It's the system. Hearing the voice coming into his mind, Chen Mu was taken aback, and then said to himself with some surprise. He has been living in this sea area for several years. He thought that the system had lost his destiny. Unexpectedly, the system suddenly awakened today. At this moment, Chen Mu really wanted to say, do you know what I've been through these years? But the excitement is the excitement. Chen Mu still needs to understand the capabilities of the system carefully. Chen Mu played the traveling frog game in his previous life, but he never thought that this casual game could become his cheat. After a brief exchange with the system, Chen Mu also had some understanding of the ability of the traveling frog. The frog is ready. Does the host want the frog to start the journey? Sure. Chen Mu couldn't wait to respond. Traveling frogs can bring back abilities and items from the 10,000 realms. Although I don't know what the traveling frog will bring back, but since it is something from the 10,000 realms, it must be extraordinary. However, how long does it take for the frog to travel? Chen Mu suddenly thought of an important question and asked. If the frog can return every 3 days and bring back things from the 10,000 realms, then Chen Mu will be very happy. Because in this way, he can become a strong man in this sea in a very short period of time. But if it takes several years for a frog to travel, then Chen Mu will have a headache. But what the system said next gave Chen Mu a headache, but he couldn't be happy either. Currently the level of the frog is low, so a trip will not take more than a year. It will not exceed 1 year, that is to say, there is no fixed time. It could be months, it could be 11 months. Although the time is a bit long, Chen Mu is still acceptable. After all, there is still a system, which is better than nothing. Although it takes a long time for the traveling frog to bring back good things, at least the system has been awakened. If the system hadn't been awakened, Chen Mu might have lived on this island for the rest of his life. Now that there is a system, it is only a matter of time before we can cross the sea. Because the host has just awakened the system, so I gave the host a novice gift package. Is host going to be turned on now? In terms of the system, it really gave Chen Yang a head-on blow, and then gave him a candy. Sure. Chen Mu reacted and said without hesitation. Although I don't know what's in the novice gift pack, since it's a reward from the system, it must not be something simple. Ding! Congratulations to the successful activation of host, and you have obtained an accelerator card. The accelerator card allows the traveling frog to complete the trip and bring back items and abilities from 10,000 realms. I thought it would be at least a few months, but now it's easy, the system is still the system. Chen Mu sighed that he was already mentally prepared to wait for several months. But now that there is the accelerator card given by the novice gift package, there is no need to wait. You can directly obtain the ability that you have to wait for a long time to obtain. Does host want to use an accelerator card to let the frog complete this trip? Sure. Ding! Congratulations to host, the frog traveled successfully, please pay attention to check the reward brought back by the frog. Chen Mu clicked to receive on the virtual screen in front of him. Ding! Congratulations host, you have obtained the ability of 8 inner gates from the Hokage Ninja world. The system has overflowed with side effects brought back by 8 inner gates. 8 inner gates. It just so happens that I have been practicing physical skills in the past few years. With this ability, my strength can be improved a lot. With the power of 8 inner gates, Chen Mu's strength has not only been greatly improved. Also because of the second sentence the system said, Chen Mu no longer has any worries. Because opening 8 inner gates in the original book will bring side effects. And after opening the 8th gate, it will even bring about the end of death. The side effects are now removed from the system. Then he doesn't have to worry about using the 8 inner gates, which will bring back damage to his body, let alone die. Just as Chen Mu was standing on the boat, happy to get the 8 inner gates. Several shouts came into his ears. Chen Mu, run, there are sea kings in front of you. The speaker is the man who just talked to Chen Mu and complained about the lack of fish nearby. When he looked around again, he noticed the sea kings in front of Chen Mu. But seeing Chen Mu in a daze, he hurriedly shouted. Sea kings? Hearing the shouting, Chen Mu slowly raised his head and saw the sea kings floating out of the water in front of him. This sea kings, with a body length of nearly 10 meters, looks like a terrifying monster. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. O2 preliminary exhibition of the prestige of 8 Gate, seeking flowers. The sea kings appeared on the boat in front of Chen Mu's eyes, and all the ships in the nearby sea immediately saw this terrifying sea kings. That's sea kings. No way, Chen Mu can't escape. This sea kings is too big. Damn it, why are there such big sea kings around here? I said why there are so few fish today, it turned out to be the reason for the sea kings. Let's run quickly, otherwise after Chen Mu is eaten, it will be us. On the sea, on several small boats, everyone said in horror. They were fishing by the sea, so they had encountered sea kings, but they had never seen such a big sea kings. In their view, Chen Mu will not survive today. But they can't do anything, after all, they are just a few ordinary people. Even with a weapon, it can't deal with the sea kings who are more than 10 meters long. Now they can only paddle desperately and run towards the island. And silently bless Chen Mu, hoping that a miracle will happen and he will be reborn. Staring at the huge sea kings in front of him, even Chen Mu felt very bad at this moment. Although he just gained the power of the 8 inner gates, this is his first time facing the sea kings. Roar. Sea kings let out a roar, the sound was deafening, and the surrounding sea level stirred up conspicuous waves. The body of this sea kings looks like a dragon, exuding a frightening aura from top to bottom. Afterwards, Sea Kings opened its huge mouth and attacked Chen Mu, intending to swallow him directly. Damn, there is no place to hide. Chen Mu's pupils constricted violently, and he secretly thought something was wrong. He is currently on a small boat, and the ocean is all around him, so the space he can dodge is almost zero. If he wants to abandon the boat and swim back to the coast, this choice is undoubtedly stupid. Because he is currently hundreds of meters away from the coast, and it is impossible to swim hundreds of meters in the territory where Sea Kings is good at. The current situation is that he cannot escape the attack of the Sea Kings, nor can he abandon the ship. So now the only situation before him is fighting. Thinking of this, Chen Mu quickly used the power of the 8 inner gates without hesitation. 8 inner gates, first gate, open the gate, open. 8 inner gates, second gate, shut down, open. In less than a breath, Chen Mu opened the second gate of the 8 inner gates. At this moment, he felt that his whole body was full of strength, as if he could lift a mountain with strength. You must know that he has practiced physical skills for several years. Although no one taught him, his physique is absolutely extraordinary. Now the second gate of the 8 inner gates is activated, activating the potential in his body, which instantly increases his strength by more than several times. Crack. Crack. Chen Mu stretched out his hands and directly grabbed the 2 fangs of Sea Kings. Crack. With Chen Mu's strength, the 2 proud fangs of Sea Kings were directly pulled out by Chen Mu. Plop. 2 teeth were pulled out, which made Sea Kings feel great pain, and his body kept rolling on the sea. Wave after wave of ripples were stirred up, setting off waves several meters high, slapping on Chen Mu's boat and body. Is this the power of the 8 inner gates? Even Chen Mu himself was extremely surprised at this time, after he opened the second gate of the 8 inner gates. Sea King's bloody mouth had already reached him, and he had no choice but to reach out to pull out Sea King's teeth. But what he didn't expect was that pulling out Sea King's teeth was so easy. It was as easy as a recovering patient walking to the hospital. But to say that 8 inner gates can play such a strong force. Still inseparable from Chen Mu's hard work over the years. For these years, Chen Mu has been doing gymnastics training alone, with almost no rest. He trains day after day every day, which is why his physical skills are extraordinary. With the blessing of the power of 8 inner gates, his strength will be greatly improved. Plop. Blood dripped from Sea King's mouth, while writhing his body in pain. He stared fiercely at Chen Mu, as if he wanted to tear him into pieces. Soon, Sea Kings launched a second round of attack, but this time he didn't continue to use his giant mouth to devour Chen Mu, because he suffered a loss in bite force just now. Wanting to defeat Chen Mu, he knew he couldn't fight with the huge mouth he was so proud of. He started to wave his huge body, wanting to slap Chen Mu and the boat to the surface of the sea. The sea is the home field of the Sea Kings. The Sea Kings believe that as long as Chen Mu can get off the boat, then he will definitely win. Boom. The Sea Kings, shaped like a dragon, danced with a destructive body and crashed into Chen Mu's boat. I only have this one ship, how could you destroy it for me? Chen Mu clenched his fists and looked at the body of Sea Kings who was bumping into him. At this time, his face was not as nervous as when he first met Sea Kings, but excited. Just how terrifying the power of the 8 inner gates was, he had personally tested it just now. So he continued to face the attacks of the Sea Kings, and he was naturally not in the slightest. Boom. There was a loud bang. The body of Sea Kings, as hard as steel, was directly blasted out by Chen Mu. It looked bloody. Feeling the pain in the body, the Sea Kings at this moment finally knew the fear. He now knows very well that Chen Mu is not someone he can defeat. Continuing to fight with it is a dead end. After having this idea, Sea Kings quickly retracted his body and wanted to drill into the bottom of the sea. I haven't eaten Sea King's meat yet, how could I let you escape? Chen Mu said with excitement when he saw Sea Kings running away. Although he has survived on this island for several years. But basically it's just normal fish and food, he hasn't eaten Sea King's meat yet. Plus, the meat at Sea King's is expensive. If he catches this Sea King's, he can not only taste the delicious meat of Sea King's. It can also be sold for a fortune. After all, who is not attracted to Sea King's, which is nearly 10 meters long? Since Sea King's already had trauma to his body, Chen Mu completely killed Sea King's before he got into the bottom of the sea. I have to say that the 10-meter Sea King's is huge. Chen Mu's boat can't carry such a behemoth at all. Therefore, he could only paddle while dragging the body of Sea Kings towards the island. But when he was approaching the island, he saw a large number of ordinary residents standing on the shore. These residents heard that Sea Kings appeared near the shore, so they came to take a look curiously. And Chen Mu stared at the residents on the boat, although a little strange, he still paddled, dragged the body of Sea Kings, and approached the island. Sea Kings, killed by him. I thought Chen Mu had been eaten by the Sea Kings, but unexpectedly, he actually killed the Sea Kings. How? How is it possible? The body of this Sea King has never been seen before, and it is estimated to be more than 10 meters long. How could a Sea King of this level be killed by him? I've seen Sea Kings once before. Although it's not big, just looking at it is enough to make people chill. A resident gasped and said. For Chen Mu killing the 10-meter-long Sea Kings, many people commented and expressed shock. People who can kill Sea Kings with bare hands have never appeared on this island. Chen Mu is the only one on their entire island who can kill Sea Kings with bare hands. And it is still a huge Sea Kings with a length of more than 10 meters. With such a record, all the residents who watched were shocked. By the way, he came to our island suddenly a few years ago. We know very little about him. Before that, we have never seen him fight the Sea Kings. It is also possible he has been hiding his strength. It's true. Doesn't he often practice gymnastics alone in the back mountain? It seems that he should be a strong man who hides his strength. Many people thought of Chen Mu's strangeness, so they began to deduce that he was a master of hiding his strength. Since Chen Mu came to this island, he seldom communicated actively with others, and seemed very mysterious. But at that time, they didn't care about it, they just thought he had a weird personality. And now Chen Mu has been able to actively communicate with them, so they don't even care about Chen Mu's identity. Amidst the discussions of many residents, Chen Mu dragged the Sea Kings, which was more than 10 meters long, to the island. Chen Mu, how did you kill the Sea Kings? A man surrounded him and asked in amazement. He was the man who reminded Chen Mu that there were Sea Kings in front of him, but at that time, he thought that Chen Mu was bound to die. He stayed where he was, and would just be food for the Sea Kings, so he left. Facing Chen Mu killing the Sea Kings, he was extremely shocked at the moment. It's just a coincidence. Chen Mu spread his hands in a very relaxed manner and said calmly. But at this moment, he also sighed in his heart. Fortunately, he awakened the system today and got the power of 8 inner gates. Otherwise, only with the physical skills he has cultivated in the past few years, it may be difficult to deal with this Sea Kings who is more than 10 meters tall. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 03 The Frog is back. Get Conqueror's Hockey, ask for flowers. Coincidentally, as Chen Mu's words fell, the residents on the side also surrounded the dead Sea Kings. They clearly saw that Sea King's 2 fangs had been pulled out, and there were several terrifying holes in Sea King's abdomen. The entrance of the hole was dripping with blood, and even blood flowed out, which looked very oozing. Sea King's had an obvious wound on his abdomen. From the location of the wound, he could even see the person on the opposite side. His abdomen was completely pierced. Seeing the wound, many people gasped and looked at Chen Mu in disbelief. However, it's great that you're still alive. The man patted Chen Mu on the shoulder and smiled. It's not because he abandoned Chen Mu and ran away, but because he didn't have the strength to help Chen Mu escape from death. In that case, he had no choice but to leave Chen Mu alone. It's just luck, Chen Mu said flatly. After the words fell, Chen Mu scanned the people around him and continued. Anyone interested in buying this Sea Kings? But, let me say it first, I will cut off a part of the Sea Kings. Seeing so many people watching around, Chen Mu also planned to sell this Sea Kings right here. He believes that this Sea Kings can be exchanged for a lot of money, enough for him to live for a few months without fishing. However, it's all for sale. He hasn't tasted the taste of Sea Kings yet. Although he was already nauseated after eating ordinary fish, Sea Kings was far from being comparable to ordinary fish. Chen Mu is still very interested in the taste of Sea Kings. I bid 300,000 Baileys. A man raised his hand and shouted. Although Chen Mu offered to cut off part of Sea King's body, he still chose to bid to buy it. Because it was the first time for him to see such a huge Sea Kings, he was very interested in it, and also to get close to Chen Mu. 500,000 Baileys, I bought it. As his words fell, someone offered a higher price to buy this Sea Kings. 500,000 Baileys? Is a fish worth 500,000 Baileys? An ordinary resident on the side was a little surprised. 500,000 Baileys is not a small sum. He only knows that the meat of Sea Kings is very expensive. But unexpectedly, a Sea Kings was as high as 500,000 Baileys. Do you think this is an ordinary small fish and shrimp? This is a Sea Kings with a length of more than 10 meters. This value is not high. A knowledgeable person beside him reminded. If it is an ordinary fish, it is naturally impossible to sell such a high value, but Sea Kings are different, especially the huge Sea Kings. The value is even higher. 650,000 Baileys, 700,000 Baileys. After many bids, the final transaction price of this Sea Kings was 1.1 million Baileys. This was a lot of money in the old days, as 1 million Baileys? Sea Kings are so valuable? Why don't we catch Sea Kings and make a fortune in the future too? A man saw the high turnover of Sea Kings and was a little moved. Just you, forget it. Sea Kings are very dangerous, and many Sea Kings live in groups. With your small body, 10 Sea Kings are not enough to fit Sea Kings between your teeth. The man on the other side hit. Although it's dangerous, but since Chen Mu can do it, then we probably can do it too. Chen Mu, who had been with them for several years, killed the Sea Kings who were more than 10 meters away by himself. So he couldn't help but feel a sense of self-confidence in his heart, thinking that as long as he finds more people, he can also hunt Sea Kings. After hearing his words, many people who understand Sea Kings shook their heads slightly. Sea Kings, how could they be so easy to kill? Chen Mu can kill Sea Kings simply because he is too strong. As for the price of 1 million Baileys, even Chen Mu was a little surprised at such a high price. It is no problem for him to live on this island for more than a year without working. In the end, the fish was successfully sold to a businessman, and according to the previously negotiated terms, Chen Mu cut off part of the meat. Then he rushed towards the back mountain without looking back. He wanted to think about the system carefully and started to practice. After doing all this, Chen Mu came to the back mountain again as usual. Chen Mu turned on the travel frog system. Ding! The traveling frog is ready. Do you want to let it go on a trip? The sound of the system came again. It has to be said that the sound of the system made Chen Mu involuntarily feel at ease. Sure. Chen Mu sent the traveling frog to travel again, the first trip to bring back the power of the 8 inner gates. I don't know what to bring back from my next trip. By the way, You said before that the level of the traveling frog is low, so it takes a long time to travel, so is there any way to increase the level of the traveling frog? Chen Mu suddenly thought of what the system said not long ago and asked. Although the first day of awakening the system, he gained the power of 8 inner gates. But, all of this is due to the novice gift package bestowed by the system. There is only one novice gift package, which means that you can no longer get an accelerator card to speed up the frog's travel. Next, he wanted to wait for the frog to return from his trip, at least a few months, if the situation was a little worse. 11 months is not out of the question. Although Chen Mu has the patience to wait, but wouldn't it be better if the time needed was shorter? If you want to increase the level of the traveling frog, you can use devil fruit to upgrade it. Devil fruit? After hearing the answer, Chen Mu was a little worried. Devil fruit is a rare thing in this sea, although eating devil fruit will turn into a landlubber. But after eating, you will gain abilities beyond miracles. Even if they will become landlubbers, there are still countless strong people who want to get devil fruit. Even if it is not for food, it can be sold. You must know that the market price of devil fruit is extremely high. At least 100 million Baileys are needed, and it's still priceless. For some special devil fruits, the price is even higher. For example, the op fruit in the original book has reached 5 billion Baileys. This is enough to prove how precious devil fruit is. Now, to increase the level of the frog, it needs to be upgraded with devil fruit. I have to say, this is a difficult problem. Could it be that we need to set sail? That's true. I have been on this island for a few years, and I should leave soon. Continuing to stay on this island, there is no doubt that it is impossible to encounter devil fruit. To find devil fruit, he can only start an adventure in the sea. If you want to say where you are most likely to encounter devil fruit, then only Rock's Pirate. Chen Mu rested his chin on his hand and meditated. Rock's Pirate is one of the most powerful pirate groups in New World. The pirates on this ship are all vicious people from all over the world. And Rock's is full of ambitions, not only not afraid of marine, but also provoking the world government head-on. If they got on this boat, there was no doubt that all the places they plundered were extremely rich countries. This is where the devil fruit is most likely to be found. Rock's pirate Chen Mu is well aware that this ship is extremely dangerous. After boarding the ship, you will not only face the enemy, but also the people on the ship. On the Rock's pirate ship, killing among crew members has long been commonplace. But even so, Chen Mu decided to get on the ship. After all, the probability of finding devil fruit alone in the sea is really very small. On the Rock's pirate ship, the probability of finding is greatly improved. While fraught with danger, it's also full of opportunity. For Chen Mu, the benefits of joining the Rock's Pirate outweigh the risks. At this moment, Chen Mu already has the idea of joining Rock's Pirate. But he's in no hurry to set sail to find the Rock's Pirate. Instead, continued to practice physical skills, and began to ponder the power of the 8 inner gates. He now has the idea of joining the Rock's Pirate, but he just has an idea. He needs to wait until he is strong enough, and then make a specific decision. The energetic Chen Mu trained directly from the noon of the first day to the morning of the second day. He can almost use the power of 8 inner gates flexibly. But at present, he can only open the 3rd gate of the 8 inner gates at most. With his current strength, the 4th gate still cannot be opened. If you want to open the next few doors, you can only open them after he becomes stronger. After practicing for a day and a night, just when Chen Mu wanted to eat and rest, a voice came into his head. Ding! Congratulations to host, the frog traveled successfully. Please pay attention to check the reward brought back by the frog. The trip was successful? Hearing the words from the system in his mind, Chen Mu froze in place. Doesn't it mean that the time for the frog to travel will not exceed a year, at least a few months? Why is it that only 1 day and 1 night have passed, and the frog has succeeded in Matabi? You must know that the accelerator card to open the novice gift package has already been used. Because there is only one, already used to speed up the journey to the world of Hokage Ninja, rewarded by 8 inner gates. How now? Although Chen Mu was very surprised, he still clicked to collect it. Wondering what the frog brought back this time. Ding! Congratulations host, got armament hockey, observation hockey, conqueror's hockey. Ding! The system prompts that the location of the frog's trip is in this world, so the journey is short. After listening to the system's explanation, Chen Mu also understood the meaning. Frogs can travel to 10,000 worlds, of course. Pirate World is also one of 10,000 worlds. So frogs can also travel in this world. Since traveling in this world does not require crossing the heavens, the journey is extremely short. It only took 1 day and 1 night to complete the journey. Conqueror's hockey. Although there are as many people in the new world who possess these powers, they are still indispensable powers for me. Chen Mu practiced Conqueror's hockey for several years, but there was no progress. The reason for this is because he has no idea how to practice. As for the cultivation direction of Conqueror's hockey, there is almost a blank sheet of paper. However, he had asked passers-by on the island to help him practice observation hockey. Practice dodging, but no progress has been made after continuous training for a month. He simply stopped thinking about hockey. Continue to practice physical skills as usual. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 04 Comparing the talent of the top strong, seeking flowers. Although standing in the perspective of God, Chen Mu has seen the strong use Haki to fight countless times in anime. But this is only viewed from a third perspective. He hasn't used the Conqueror's Haki's specific power and practicality. Try the power. With a thought in Chen Mu's mind, black paint was wrapped around his fist and half of his arm. These black pigments are none other than armament Haki. After the arm is covered with armament Haki, both attack power and defense power will be greatly improved. After wrapping the armament Haki, Chen Mu could clearly feel the powerful force conveyed by the arm. Boom! Chen Mu came to an ancient tree with a thickness of 4 or 5 meters, clenched his fists tightly, and punched the ancient tree forcefully. As the fist landed on the ancient tree, there was a loud noise, and the ground could feel a slight shaking. And the leaves on the ancient tree fell like rain. Crack. The trees with a thickness of 4 to 5 meters were not directly knocked down by Chen Mu, but there were a lot of cracks on the surface of the trees. Where Chen Mu swung his fist, there was a hole about 1 or 2 meters deep. After covering armament Haki, Chen Mu is very satisfied with such power. You must know that he only entangled armament Haki and did not activate the power of 8 inner gates. If you open the 8 inner gates, you only need to open the first gate, and you can easily knock down the trees. Not to mention the third gate, which can not only knock it down, but also smash it. The practicality of armament Haki is still high. Try Conqueror's Haki next. Conqueror's Haki is a very rare ability in this world. Only one person in every 100,000 people has the potential to awaken Conqueror's Haki. It can be said that owning Conqueror's Haki means possessing the qualifications of a king. With a thought in Chen Mu's mind, an incomparable coercion quickly spread around him, centered on him. It directly surrounded an area of tens of meters, and all the animals in this area fell dizzy and fell to the ground after feeling the momentum. Clatter. The terrifying crush is not only effective on animals, but also on the surrounding plants. Conqueror's Haki whizzed past like a storm, and countless trees swayed with the wind. The towering ancient tree in front of Chen Mu did not shake, but the leaves on the top of the tree had all fallen to the ground. The utility of Conqueror's Haki is still very high. During the battle, you can deal with miscellaneous soldiers without using your hands. Armed Color and Conqueror's Haki. After inspection, Chen Mu is very satisfied with the result. As for observation Haki, there are no good experimental subjects. So he couldn't test it. In general, after mastering Conqueror's Haki, Chen Mu's strength has been significantly improved again. Chen Mu sent the frog to travel again. After eating, he continued to practice. A few days ago, a sea king of more than 10 meters was captured, so now Chen Mu does not have to work. Practice seriously every day. The time in the morning before was used for fishing work. But now, in the morning, Chen Mu is practicing Conqueror's Haki. He practiced for a long time before, but he didn't reach the threshold of Conqueror's Haki. That's because there was a slight deviation in his direction, and it was precisely because of this small deviation that his Conqueror's Haki cultivation did not progress. But now, because the system rewards Conqueror's Haki, Haki's cultivation method has been deeply embedded in his mind. Now he knows very well how to practice Conqueror's Haki and how to release stronger power. Practice Haki in the morning. In the afternoon, it was used to practice the power of the 8 inner gates. The power of 8 inner gates comes from the Hokage ninja world. In that world, the principle of opening 8 inner gates is temporarily gain great power by unlocking the channel that binds chakra in the human body. But in this world, one does not practice chakra, so opening the 8 inner gates in this world is a channel to unlock the limits of the human body to temporarily gain powerful power. Whenever Chen Mu unlocks the first level of 8 inner gates, his own constitution will also be enhanced. After all, breaking through the 8 inner gates in this world is equivalent to breaking through the limits of the body to gain strength. The limit of the body has been broken, and naturally the physique after being broken will not disappear because of the power of the 8 inner gates. Practicing 8 inner gates, Chen Mu's physical skills and physical fitness will be greatly enhanced. Of course, after opening the 8 inner gates, his power will be even more terrifying. The cultivation method of 8 inner gates was deeply embedded in his mind when the system gave him the ability. He knows how to practice 8 inner gates. Practice Haki in the morning and 8 inner gates in the afternoon. This is Chen Mu's daily life, almost, without a break. What I have to mention here is that after waking up the system, Chen Mu's talent has also been changed. The talent for cultivation is much stronger than ordinary people. Even some top powerhouses in this world are not as talented as him. Kneel for Flowers. Kneel for Flowers. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 05 Future 4 Emperors, Edward Newgate, Seeking Flowers. In this way, several months have passed. Chen Mu's Conqueror's Haki has reached the second stage, and 8 inner gates can open the fourth gate. If you want to talk about why Chen Mu conquers hockey is so fast, it is because the way of cultivation is deeply rooted in your mind. There is no mistake in the process of cultivation. Coupled with incomparable talent, Chen Mu quickly mastered the second stage of hockey. It's also time to leave this island. Chen Mu stood on the small boat by the coast, looking at the island behind him, and said to himself. Now, his strength has been qualitatively improved. Now he is fully qualified to stay on the Rock's ship. Chen Mu didn't miss the island too much. He drove the boat and left the place where he lived for several years. But, because the new world is so vast, and he is not skilled in sailing, and he doesn't know the specific location of Rock's pirate. You can only travel aimlessly on the sea, and then after arriving at an island, ask about the news about Rock's pirate. Finally, in a certain country, I heard that in a place called Fry's Island, Rox is preparing for a ceremony to recruit interns. He didn't know exactly where Fry's Island was, so he sold his boat. On board a boat bound for the Frisian Islands, he's decided he wants to join the Rock's pirate anyway, and he's sure he can join. So, that little boat doesn't matter anymore, and everyone on this ship stepped on this ship to join the Rock's pirate. At this time, most of the pirates on board were bragging about their heroic deeds. And Chen Mu just came out of training in the house, lying on the railing of the boat. Although, during this time, he has been looking for Rock's pirate. But his own training did not drop at all. It's been a few months, how come the frog hasn't come back from the trip? Chen Mu looked at his system and said helplessly. It's been a few months since the last time a frog brought back Conqueror's hockey. All this time, the frog remained silent and brought nothing back. If it wasn't for Chen Mu asking the system every day, make sure the system is still there. Otherwise, he would have thought that the frog had already died in a foreign land. We're here, Fry's Island is in front of us. A pirate shouted excitedly. After hearing the voice, Chen Mu also raised his head slowly. I saw a ship docked near the island at the end of the horizon. This ship was huge, like a battleship. This ship is the Rock's pirate ship. In comparison, Chen Mu's current boat is like an ant. Ha ha ha. Lousy will definitely join the Rock's pirate this time, you bastards, just wait for me to cross the sea. TCH, you also want to join the Rock's pirate, go ahead and dream, the one who joins the Rock's pirate should be me. At that time, it depends on who is capable and can join the Rock's pirate. Whoever can join must be me. When approaching Fry's Island, many pirates began to discuss excitedly. Can't wait to join the Rock's pirate, but Chen Mu didn't join the discussion and didn't want to. Because Chen Mu, who stands in the perspective of God, is very clear about the situation of Rock's pirate. Even if you can join the Rock's pirate, if you don't have the strength, you are still at the mercy of others. People from Rock's pirate are ruthless to the enemy, but also ruthless to themselves. Stabbing in the back and killing each other among companions is a common occurrence. If it is not for the convenience of finding devil fruit, the level of the frog can be improved, and the acquisition of new abilities can be accelerated. To be honest, Chen Mu really has no interest in Rock's pirate. In less than a moment, the ship arrived at Fry's Island. Everyone disembarked from the boat and arrived on the island. There are already many pirates staying on the island at this moment. Since the recruitment ceremony hadn't started yet, these pirates stayed in place quietly. They even talked to each other. Chen Mu can imagine that when the Rock's pirate recruitment ceremony begins, these people will stab each other. Look, that's the cadre of the Rock's pirate, Edward Newgate, and the weapon in his hand is this the most powerful weapon, the supreme sharp knife. I heard that his strength ranks first in the entire Rock's pirate. Get the number. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 06 Edward, who do you want to suppress? Ask for flowers. After arriving on the island, since the recruitment had not yet started, several pirates began to discuss. After hearing the discussion of several people, Chen Mu also set his sights on the railing of the Rock's pirate. I saw a blond and strong man standing in front of the boat holding a kongyunki. Looking from a distance, one can feel the terrible pressure. This man was none other than one of the future 4 emperors, Whitebeard Edward Newgate. And his shock fruit, the future is also said to have the power to destroy the world. In addition to Whitebeard, Rock's pirate has many other strong players. Just the future 4 emperors, there are 3, Whitebeard, Charlotte Linlin, Kaido. The legendary pirate has a place for the Golden Lion. The big pirates are Silver Axe, John, and Ochaku. These people are mentioned in the original book, but I believe there are other powerful people in Rock's pirate. Chen Mu and others waited on the island for a while, and then several more pirate ships arrived on the island. On one of the boats, Chen Mu saw a familiar figure. That's Kaido. Although the current Kaido looks very strong, compared with the future, it is like a small shrimp. At this time, Kaido is full of vigor, with a mace on his shoulders and shirtless, but there are not many scars on his body, and he looks very smooth, which is completely different from the scarred appearance in the future. The current Kaido is still in the growth stage, but in the future he will grow into the 4 emperors who are as famous as the 4 emperors Whitebeard. When Chen Mu glanced at Kaido, suddenly there was a shout from the Rock's ship. Let's get started. Our Rocks pirate only recruits 15 interns this time, which means that only 20 people can live on this island. The speaker was the Golden Lion, with his hands folded on his chest and a standard cigar in his mouth. Since Rocks was too lazy to come forward, he asked Golden Lion to help spread the word. At this time, Golden Lion is quite young, with blonde hair and no rudder on his head. At this time, he is also in the growth stage, but his strength has grown to a certain level. Shua. When Chen Mu was thinking about the Golden Lion, a pirate suddenly slashed at him with a knife. Chen Mu's observation hockey was cast, predicting the pirate's movements, and then punched out, piercing him directly with powerful brute force. After Chen Mu killed the pirate, he turned his gaze to the island. He roughly estimated that there were hundreds of pirates on the island. Finally, only 20 Mirs can enter the Rocks pirate. It has to be said that this is a very cruel selection. And entering the Rocks pirate does not mean that you can sit back and relax. The life of Rocks pirate is extremely harsh, especially the interns who just joined. Cruel chaos broke out on the island, and the people on the Rocks pirate watched all this with great interest. As always, press on, a cadre grinned and suggested. Every time there was an intern selection, they beat Bailey. Bet on who will make it to the end, join them Rocks pirate as an intern. As his words fell, the others quickly placed their bets on whoever they liked. I beat that pirate to the end, 10 million Baileys. Charlotte Linlin took out a stack of Baileys with a smile on her face, and then pointed to Kaido. He doesn't know Kaido's name now, although Kaido is also a pirate with a bounty. But, their cadres of the Rocks pirate don't pay attention to such little people at all. They read newspapers and news, and they only read big news, and the bounties offered by other big pirates. If you want to say why he suppressed Kaido, it is because Kaido is very expressive in this chaotic battle. Holding a mace in his hand, he was killing all directions. At this moment, he was already covered in blood. In addition to Charlotte Linlin, many people also made bets, betting on their favorite objects. If that's the case, then I will press Kodo with 50 million Baileys and I will last until the end. Kurozumi Higurashi stepped forward slowly, took out 50 million Baileys, and pressed this person. Kurozumi Higurashi is the former clone fruit ability user, and in the future, it is he who instilled hatred in Kurozumi, encouraged Kurozumi to take revenge, and taught Kurozumi how to capture Wano Kuni step by step, and gave him devil fruit. He's in the Rocks pirate now, not as a cadre, but as a think tank. In Rocks pirate, in charge of strategizing. He is different from other proud cadres, he always pays attention to the big and small things in this sea. In the same sea, he will pay attention to all the pirates with bounties exceeding tens of millions of Baileys. He observed the pirates when they landed on the island. After his careful observation, he determined that the pirate with the highest bounty on the entire island is Kaido, with a bounty as high as 80 million Baileys. But the reason why he didn't bet on Kaido was that Kaido was already bet by Charlotte Linlin. In this betting match held by them, only one person can be bet on. Since Kaido was preempted by Charlotte Linlin, she bet on Kodo. Kodo was the one who offered the second highest bounty for participating in the intern recruitment ceremony. The bounty is 40 million Baileys. Although Kodo's bounty is twice as low as Kaido's, he is the highest besides Kaido. If nothing else, the strength should only be below Kaido. Such a strong man will undoubtedly be able to survive until the end. 50 million Baileys? It's really a big deal. I haven't seen you participate in it before. You must be fully prepared to participate this time. Golden Lion exhaled smoke, glanced at Kurozumi Higurashi and said, Kurozumi Higurashi is definitely one of the smartest guys on their Rocks pirate. Almost never do things that are sure. If you dare to suppress now, then this person must have the possibility to last until the end. You don't usually look at the bounties offered by bottom-level pirates, so you don't know. This guy has 40 million Baileys, so he will definitely survive to the end. Kurozumi Higurashi smiled strangely. Participating in the pressure on Bailey, although the benefits are high, but the risks are also great. Kurozumi Higurashi only decided to participate this time, so he told the reason why he dared to press. Even if she doesn't say it herself, these cadres will definitely notice and guess. After all, if someone like her participated in the suppression of Bailey, she would definitely be investigated by other cadres. Rather than being investigated by others at that time, it is better to tell the reason for daring to suppress now. I believe that after this incident, the intern recruitment ceremony will be held in the future. Other cadres will also look at the bounties offered by the bottom pirates before deciding to place a bet. Is there a bounty of 40 million Baileys? No wonder you dared to press such a generous amount. Silver Axe said with a cold snort. The pirates with a bounty of 40 million Baileys are nothing in their Rocks pirate, but among the group of people on the island, this is the person with the second highest bounty. Have you seen their bounty offer? This is really despicable behavior? A cadre said indifferently. To be honest, these cadres never thought that they could do this again. It's not that they're stupid, it's because they really don't bother to look at the bounties offered by the bottom pirates. If you guys don't pay attention to the pirate's bounty, it doesn't mean I can't pay attention. Kurozumi Higurashi frowned slightly and said back. Although she is not a cadre, but as a think tank of the Rocks pirate, she is close to the Rocks. So even a cadre didn't dare to do anything to her casually. Have you figured out who to suppress, Edward? Golden Lion asked Whitebeard, who was watching the battlefield aside. Whitebeard did not respond to him, but turned his attention to Chen Mu on the battlefield, because Chen Mu's expressiveness is good, and he has killed many pirates so far. Just crush that kid, 5 million Baileys. Whitebeard pointed at Chen Mu and said. When he looked at Chen Mu, he always had a premonition that Chen Mu could last till the end. Even if Chen Mu didn't make it to the end, it doesn't matter, it's just 5 million Baileys. For a cadre like him, 5 million Pele is not too much. The kid you pressed looks very ordinary, you have to think about it, Edward. Facing the Golden Lion's inquiry, Whitebeard did not respond, but folded his hands on his chest and continued to focus on the battlefield. You bastard. Facing Whitebeard's ignorance, Golden Lion was not angry, but spread his hands. But in a short time, all the cadres and many regular crew members have already selected their candidates. Next, it depends on who they press, who can last until the end. Little brother begging for flowers. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 07 The pirate with the second highest bounty fell to Chen Mu for a second? Ask for flowers? In the chaos on the island at the moment, it is Kodo, Chen Mu, and Kaido who are outstanding. After all, Kodo is a big pirate with a bounty of 40 million Baileys. And Kaido is in high spirits at the moment, holding a mace as if entering a no man's land, hammering whoever he sees. Needless to say, Chen Mu has mastered 8 inner gates, 4th gate, and Conqueror's Haki, and has broken through to the second stage. The doors in front of the 8 inner gates are easier to open. It will take more time to open the next few doors. Shua, Chen Mu, who was in the chaos on the island, suddenly felt a slash that went straight to the sky. Although the speed of the slash was very fast, he easily dodged it because of observation Haki. After dodging the attack, he set his sights on the man wielding the knife. It was Kodo who was offering a bounty of 40 million Baileys with the knife. Kodo didn't speak, but grinned, holding a famous knife in his hand, and rushed towards him quickly. Shua. With a swing of the knife, there was a crackling sound in the air, and an extremely sharp sword energy rushed towards Chen Mu at an extremely fast speed. When Chen Mu's expression froze, a layer of armament Haki was wrapped around his arm, and he put his hands in front of him to block the attack. Go to hell. K-Duo had already arrived in front of him at this time, shouted loudly, and was about to swing a knife to kill Chen Mu. 8 inner gates, 2nd gate, Hue gate, open, 3rd gate, Health gate, open. Before Kodo's blade could be swung out, Chen Mu opened the 3rd gate directly. You must know that in this battle, Chen Mu has always been in the state of opening the first door. But through Kodo's slash, he can feel that the person in front of him is very strong. After opening the 3rd gate, Chen Mu's attack speed has been increased several times. He clenches his fists, wraps around armament Haki, and punches out. Boom. A deafening sound came, and Kodo's body flew out like a ball, bumping into a large number of pirates on the way. Finally, fell to the ground, breathless. At this time, everyone who was leisurely watching the game on Rock's pirate was slightly surprised. Especially Kurozumi Higurashi, who always has his eyes on Kodo. When Kodo challenged Chen Mu, he thought that the battle would end soon. But in fact, the battle ended very quickly. Chen Mu punched Kodo through the abdomen, killing him directly. But what she wanted to see was not such an ending. Kodo is a pirate with a bounty of 40 million, among the pirates who participated in the recruitment ceremony. There is no doubt that it is extremely strong, and Chen Mu is a pirate who doesn't even offer a bounty. Why can he kill Kodo so easily? Damn it, my 50 million Baileys. Kurozumi Higurashi stared at Chen Mu with red eyes. He only planned to participate in this bet, and he bet a full 50 million Bailey. But now Kodo is defeated, that is to say, his 50 million Baileys are gone. Ha ha ha. It seems that after paying attention to the bounty orders of these pirates, betting is not effective. After seeing Kodo being killed by Chen Mu, Silver Axe followed taunted to Kurozumi Higurashi. If you make a big bet once, you will lose money directly. Higurashi, a cadre, couldn't help laughing. 50 million Pele is not a small sum of money for their cadres. And Kurozumi Higurashi is not a cadre of Rock's pirate, but a think tank. And every time they Rock's pirate plunder the money they get, the think tanks are naturally not as much as their cadres get. I believe 50 million Baileys are enough to make her bleed profusely. You guys. Kurozumi Higurashi was already very angry, and now the group of cadres continued to taunt, which made her want to vomit blood. But she dared not take the anger of losing money on these cadres. Although she is a popular person around Rocks, she still dare not provoke the cadres. You lost the money, it's not our fault, it can only be blamed on you for beating the wrong person. Ochaku laughed mockingly. That's right, we didn't force you to place a bet, why are you staring at us with such eyes? A cadre met Kurozumi Higurashi's murderous eyes, and made no effort to hide his excitement at the downfall. But having said that, how much is this guy's bounty, and he actually gave the person with a bounty of 40 million Baileys a second? At this time, a cadre asked Kurozumi Higurashi with a little doubt. Kurozumi Higurashi observed all the pirates before the start of the trainee recruitment ceremony, and finally chose to bet on Kodo, who offered a bounty of 40 million baileys. The cadre wondered if Kurozumi Higurashi didn't notice the existence of Chen Mu, so he bet on Kodo. And if Chen Mu can give Kodo a second, then his bounty should far exceed Kodo's. In this regard, the cadre was a little curious and wanted to know how much Chen Mu's bounty was. Ordinary pirates, their cadres are not interested, but if Chen Mu's bounty exceeds 100 million, they are more or less still interested. This guy, there is no bounty. Kurozumi Higurashi frowned, staring at Chen Mu with a fierce look on his face. In her spare time, she paid attention to all the reward orders in the entire New World. Whether it is as low as 100,000 berries or as high as over 100,000 berries, there is no appearance of Chen Mu. In other words, there is no bounty for Chen Mu now. There is no bounty? Hearing this sentence, several cadres around were slightly taken aback. A rookie with no bounty gave a pirate with 40 million baileys in seconds? Who would believe this kind of thing? Even if they saw it with their own eyes, Chen Mu gave Kodo a second. But they still didn't believe it when Kurozumi Higurashi said that there was no bounty on Chen Mu. Are you old and blind, Higurashi? At least this guy has a bounty of over 100 million, how could there be no bounty? Ochaku gave Kurozumi Higurashi a cold look and retorted. Bounties often represent strength. They didn't believe that Chen Mu was so powerful that he could kill Kodo with one punch, yet he didn't offer a bounty. Fortunately, you are still the think tank of our Rocks pirate. No matter how you look at the bounty order, you can't understand it. Pirates with a bounty of over 100 million can be missed by you. You deserve to lose this time, Silver Axe sneered. Anyway, they don't believe that Chen Mu didn't offer a bounty. According to the strength shown by Chen Mu, at least it is at the level of offering a reward of over 100 million. The current Silver Axe is only regarded as Kurozumi Higurashi, who overlooked Chen Mu's reward order, and used this to add insult to injury and taunted him. You. Kurozumi Higurashi stared at Silver Axe with bulging veins on his forehead, and naturally made her very uncomfortable with the other's mocking words. But, she didn't dare to vent her anger on Silver Axe. Instead, he set his sights on Chen Mu. You bastard who came out of nowhere, I will make you disappear from this world today. Kurozumi Higurashi's expression was extremely gloomy, secretly said. With these words in her heart, she quickly left the boat, ready to take revenge on Chen Mu. If Chen Mu hadn't appeared, Kodo would definitely be one of the interns. And the 50 million baileys she bet on will undoubtedly make a lot of money. But now not only did she not make a lot of money, but the 50 million baileys were gone. Not only that, but she also suffered ridicule from other cadres, and made things worse. It made her unbearable. When the cadre didn't notice her, she quietly left the ship. The person you suppressed looks very strong. If there is no accident, he will survive to the end, Edward. Hearing that the cadres around him were quiet, Golden Lion lit a cigar and said leisurely. Kodo, who has a bounty of 40 million baileys, is nothing among their talented Rocks pirate. But Chen Mu can kill a strong man with a bounty of 40 million baileys with one punch. This level of strength, even the Golden Lion, is somewhat unexpected. From a preliminary point of view, Chen Mu's strength is at least at the level of a bounty of over 100 million. An intern with the level of offering a reward of more than 100 million pirates, this is also a good existence. There is no doubt that he will definitely have a place in the recruitment of interns this time. On the other hand, the people who bet on Golden Lion had already been killed in the melee. In other words, he was going to lose money. He is indeed an interesting guy, his strength is beyond my imagination. Whitebeard picked up the wine gourd in his hand, took a big gulp of wine and said with a grin. He just saw that Chen Mu's performance was good, but never thought that Chen Mu's strength could kill a pirate with a bounty of 40 million baileys. It can only be said that he was the one who hit the jackpot. I said, we've known each other for such a long time, won this time, don't you want to buy me a drink? Golden Lion put his shoulder on Whitebeard's shoulder and smiled. He lost money, but Whitebeard has no doubts that the bet will pay off. Golden Lion wants to take advantage of this time to grab some drinks with Whitebeard. You didn't buy me a drink when you won, Shiki. Whitebeard glanced at Shiki and said calmly. Although the two have known each other for a long time on the ship, Whitebeard has almost no interest in making friends with the people on this ship. And the reason why he joined Rocks Pirate is for various purposes. In his eyes, Rocks Pirate is just one of the ships that carries his life, and it is a suitable place for experience. For this purpose, he had no idea of in-depth communication with the pirates on the ship who liked to kill their companions. I also want to buy you a drink. The key is that I won, and you didn't ask me to buy you a drink. Golden Lion showed a very helpless look, spread his hands, and continued to be cheeky, wanting Whitebeard to buy him a drink. On the island, the chaos is still going on. A man was seen stepping into the chaotic battle from the edge of the island. He wasn't the one who participated in the Rocks Pirate, the recruitment ceremony this time. Rather, the brains of the Rocks Pirate, Kurozumi Higurashi. To say why she is here. That's because she lost a full 50 million bets on this bet. She couldn't take it, so using clone fruit, she transformed into a man and blended into the fight. Want to kill Chen Mu? She's not a cadre, but, after all, she's been with the Rocks Pirate for a long time. The bounty is more than 100 million, the two-color hockey, and the physical skills are all good. You bastard. Kurozumi Higurashi stared fiercely at Chen Mu in the battlefield. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 08 Chen Mu vs Kurozumi Higurashi, asking for flowers. Kurozumi Higurashi walked quickly, and after noticing Chen Mu, he approached at the fastest speed. She was born in Wanokuni, so she is a master swordsman. Go to hell, you bastard. Kurozumi Higurashi is extremely fast, much faster than Kodo. She clenched the famous knife in both hands, with murderous intent in her eyes, and slashed at Chen Mu vigorously. Shua. When the famous knife was about to strike Chen Mu had already reacted and quickly dodged her attack. The famous knife slashed at the ground, and immediately cut a deep chasm in the ground, and set off a gust of wind and sand. Chen Mu stared at Kurozumi Higurashi with a solemn expression, and slightly glanced at the ground where he was standing just now. It can be seen that the gap is bottomless, and just passing this point is enough to prove Kurozumi Higurashi's strength. Although he also uses a sword, Kodo's strength is completely incomparable with Kurozumi Higurashi. Did you dodge it? Kurozumi Higurashi was a little surprised, but the next second, her face became gloomy again. Facing this Chen Mu who cost her 50 million Baileys, she now only holds the determination to let him die. Rocks Pirate, it's really dangerous. You can't let your guard down even during the recruitment ceremony. Chen Mu stared at him indifferently and said. This sentence is a disguised compliment to Kurozumi Higurashi. You must know that after defeating Kodo, Chen Mu did not close the third gate of 8 inner gates, but continued to kill others in this state. And in this state, he almost didn't dodge Kurozumi Higurashi's attack, which is enough to prove the danger of Kurozumi Higurashi. Although you have some strength, it's a pity that you have no future. In Kurozumi Higurashi's opinion, Chen Mu looks very young now. If he can join Rocks Pirate, he will undoubtedly have a bright future. But, it's a pity that Chen Mu has offended her, so it is impossible for her to let Chen Mu join the Rocks Pirate and kill him right here. Whether I have a future or not is not up to you, besides. You can't decide my future. Chen Mu frowned slightly and said calmly. You must know that he only awakened this world a few months ago, and no one has a system. His future is bright. How could there be no future, as Kurozumi Higurashi said? Really, with my strength, it's easy to kill you, Kurozumi Higurashi snorted coldly. Although she is not a cadre in the Rocks Pirate, her strength is definitely not comparable to that of an intern. In her eyes, Chen Mu's strength is at the level of an intern. So, she doesn't take Chen Mu very seriously. Really? Then you just go ahead and try it. Chen Mu's face turned cold, and he was ready to fight. In the past few months of practice, his physique has already been refined, and he has been improved qualitatively. Turn on 8 inner gates. After the third gate, all enemies are 1 move per second. He is now very interested in Kurozumi Higurashi's strength, wondering if the opponent can force him to open the 4th gate. Don't underestimate me, brat, Kurozumi Higurashi said with a grim expression. He is a mighty strongman of Rocks Pirate, and now he is replaced by someone who has not yet joined Rocks Pirate. People who are not even interns look down upon her, which naturally makes her angry. Chen Mu has some strength, but what is this kind of strength compared to her? Swish swish swish. Kurozumi Higurashi stood still and swung 3 swords at Chen Mu in a row. Slashing like a gust of wind, piercing through the air, making a crackling sound, and charging towards Chen Mu with a terrifying momentum, setting off waves of wind and sand along the way. Many pirates who were fighting around felt the slash and hid far away. After all, the purpose of their battle this time is to become an intern of Rocks Pirate. And Kurozumi Higurashi's strength is far beyond that of interns, and even above ordinary crew members. This level of battle is naturally not something that this group of pirates who want to become trainees can bear. Chen Mu cast observation hockey, avoiding Kurozumi Higurashi's attack with a strange angle and speed. But Kurozumi Higurashi did not stop there and continued to attack Chen Mu. On board the Rocks Pirate at this time. Speaking of this guy's swordsmanship, why does it feel familiar? On the Rocks Pirate's boat, Ochaku stared at Kurozumi Higurashi with some doubts and said. Ochaku is also a master of swordsmanship, so he is very sensitive to swordsmanship. Through Kurozumi Higurashi's swordsmanship slash, he felt somewhat familiar, but for a moment he couldn't remember seeing it there. This person is Kurozumi Higurashi, Golden Lion said, narrowing his eyes slightly, looking at Kurozumi Higurashi seriously. Although Kurozumi Higurashi has used clone fruit to change his appearance. But, swordsmanship doesn't lie. Golden Lion is a famous swordsman in this sea, and his swordsmanship is naturally higher than that of Ochaku, so he is obviously more sensitive to swordsmanship. After a brief observation, he was able to determine that it was their Rocks Pirate brain trust, Kurozumi Higurashi, who was fighting Chen Mu. Ha ha ha. Higurashi lost money. Do you want to seek revenge from that guy? A cadre burst into laughter after hearing this. That's true. If I lose 50 million Baileys, I might go straight down and kill that person. Another cadre stared at Kurozumi Higurashi with a mocking smile on his face. Sympathetic road. Although this guy is very powerful, no matter what Higurashi said, the reward is over 100 million. This newcomer may not be an opponent. Ochaku expressed his opinion. Chen Mu's performance on the battlefield is indeed very conspicuous. But no matter what Kurozumi Higurashi said, he has joined Rock's Pirate for several years, and has participated in many battles in these years. With a bounty of over 100 million, he has a strong strength. No matter how strong Chen Mu is, he can only be regarded as a rookie now. So, Kurozumi Higurashi has a good chance of killing Chen Mu if this fight continues. It's true, although Higurashi is only the think tank of our Rock's Pirate, but he is not something this guy can defeat. John thought a little, and echoed. Then it seems that this interesting newcomer will be killed by Higurashi, Silver Axe said with a nonchalant expression. Although Chen Mu's strength is not weak, many cadres are slightly surprised and even have some interest in him. But this does not mean that they will be idle and have nothing to do to stop this battle. On the contrary, they are looking forward to the outcome of this battle. In the end, Chen Mu, who killed Bailey Pirate with a bounty of 40 million, was even better. Our Kurozumi Higurashi, the brains of their Rock's Pirate, will win in the end. The cadres watching the battle thought, but they are more optimistic about Kurozumi Higurashi than Chen Mu. However, Edward, that kid is the one you bet on. If he is killed by Higurashi, wouldn't you be considered a loser? The matter of buying me a drink will be gone? While watching the battle, Golden Lion suddenly thought of something, glanced at Whitebeard, and spoke. When did I say I bought you a drink? Whitebeard questioned, staring at the Golden Lion, frowning slightly. Although Golden Lion has been getting close, he wants to buy him a drink after he wins. But he never agreed. Well then, I'll settle Higurashi, and then you buy me a drink. Golden Lion grinned, pulled out two big sharp knives from his waist, and suggested. Although Kurozumi Higurashi's strength is not weak, in his Golden Lion's eyes, it is still not enough. And in their Rock's Pirate, there is no so-called friendship. So if only Whitebeard could buy him a drink, injured and offended Kurozumi Higurashi, Golden Lion didn't care. No, Shiki, don't stop it yet, keep reading. Whitebeard stopped the Golden Lion who wanted to do it and dissuaded him. When Whitebeard knew that the person who was fighting Chen Mu was Kurozumi Higurashi, he also wanted to make a move. However, Chen Mu did not seem to be defeated. Instead, he fought back and forth with Kurozumi Higurashi. Because of this, Whitebeard was discouraged from making a move, and it also prevented Golden Lion from interfering in this battle. After hearing what Whitebeard said, Golden Lion also slowly put away the blade. Focusing on Chen Mu again, he also wanted to know who would win the battle in the end. On the battlefield, Chen Mu fought with Kurozumi Higurashi for a long time, and there was a stalemate. Within a radius of tens of meters, no pirate dared to stand around the two of them. Boom! Chen Mu wrapped around Haki's fist and struck Kurozumi Higurashi's blade. But it was this punch that made Kurozumi Higurashi's forehead break out in cold sweat. Although this punch only hit her sword, it didn't hit him. But the momentum from Chen Mu's fist shook her whole body through the blade. This made her arms feel slightly numb. After this round of attacks, the two retreated back. Chen Mu's expression looks quite relaxed, because Kurozumi Higurashi's strength is very strong. But now he has finished warming up, and has completely entered the state of fighting, and the more he fights, the more courageous he becomes. So in the face of Kurozumi Higurashi's offensive, he can already deal with it easily. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 098 Inner Gates, 4th Gate, for flowers, and Kurozumi Higurashi looked very heavy at the moment. Kurozumi Higurashi was a little surprised that Chen Mu could beat Kodo. But, no matter how you say it, Kodo is just a pirate with a bounty of tens of millions. And she is a powerhouse with a bounty of over 100 million. I thought she could kill Chen Mu easily by doing it herself. But after so many rounds of fighting, she felt more and more weak. Chen Mu's strength was beyond his imagination, and he didn't seem to have the expressive power of a pirate without a bounty at all. Is it possible that you also have the ability similar to Clone Fruit? Kurozumi Higurashi suddenly thought of something, staring at Chen Mu in surprise and asked. With Clone Fruit's ability, she can change her face and sneak to the island to fight Chen Mu. So is it the same for Chen Mu, who was originally a pirate with a bounty of over 100 million? However, in order not to attract attention, he used an ability similar to Clone Fruit and changed his face to fight. Clone Fruit? After hearing this keyword, Chen Mu was slightly taken aback. He who has read the original book knows that the owner of Clone Fruit is Bentham, and the previous owner is Kurozumi Higurashi. According to the current timeline, counting Bentham's age, it seems that he was not born yet. So in other words, the one who is using Clone Fruit now is the previous owner, Kurozumi Higurashi. Thinking of this, Chen Mu seriously looked at the man in front of him. Sure enough, the chest rose and fell slightly. It was a woman. Thinking of this, Chen Mu finally understood why the person in front of him could fight him for so long. It turned out to be a strong man who had joined the Rock's pirate. Don't you want to answer? Well, no matter who you are, I will not let you go today. Seeing that Chen Mu didn't respond, Kurozumi Higarashi's face darkened, and he said with murderous intent. Chen Mu made him lose a lot of money. No matter what today, she will not forgive Chen Mu easily. Kurozumi Higurashi quickly adjusted his state, and wrapped a layer of extremely black armament haki around his arms and blade. Kicked. Her footsteps were strong, leaving a deep footprint on the spot, and with the help of this momentum, she attacked Chen Mu again. Her attack is full of killing intent. She wants to reach Chen Mu and die. Even though Chen Mu knew that the other party was from Rock's pirate, he still did not choose to be soft. Rock's pirate is not like other pirate groups. The crew is loyal and orderly. On this ship, it was a place where the weak preyed on the strong. Even today's Chen Mu is not a member of Rock's pirate, not even an intern. But if he has the ability to kill Kurozumi Higurashi, presumably the Rocks will not say much. After all, Kurozumi Higurashi is not a think tank on this ship. Thinking of this, Chen Mu no longer reserved his own strength, and was ready to fight with all his strength. 8 inner gates, 4th gate, Hurt gate, open. The 4th gate of the 8 inner gates is the dangerous area of the 8 inner gates. Although the speed and strength have been greatly improved again, the body will be damaged. This is the setting of the original world where 8 inner gates belonged. But the 8 inner gates obtained by Chen Mu is an enhanced version of the system. Even if you drive to 8 gate, there is no harm to your body. What's more, it's just the 4th gate. It is precisely because it will not cause harm to the body that Chen Mu dared to open the 4th gate without any scruples. After opening the 4th gate, Chen Mu felt that the blood circulation in his body was extremely smooth, as if he had opened up the second vein of Rendu. Everything around him has slowed down. This is precisely because his speed has increased significantly. Kurozumi Higurashi's speed is as fast as lightning. But in Chen Mu's eyes, it was extremely slow and full of flaws. Snapped. A layer of armament haki was wrapped around Chen Mu's palm. Facing Kurozumi Higurashi's powerful blow, he raised it with one hand and directly grasped Kurozumi Higurashi's blade with his hand. Idiot! Seeing Chen Mu's arrogance, catching his own blade with his palm, a sarcastic smile appeared on Kurozumi Higurashi's face instantly. Boom! Although Chen Mu received Kurozumi Higurashi's attack with his palm, the attack caused by the opponent's blade was not dispelled. There was only a loud noise, and a terrifying shockwave appeared in the center of the two of them. The shockwave was like a semicircular sphere, quickly covering the surrounding area, and gusts of wind blew up. Even many pirates who were fighting were directly blown away by this force. The aftermath of the shockwave alone can cause such destructive power. And Chen Mu was in the center of the impact, and even blocked the full force of the impact with his body. One can imagine the strength they endured. What a conceited brat, he actually wanted to take my attack with his bare hands. Kurozumi Higurashi sneered disdainfully as he looked at the smoke rising in front of him. Just when he thought that Chen Mu had been killed by his attack, he wanted to take back the blade in his hand. She suddenly found that the blade seemed to be stuck in a stubborn rock, and no matter how hard he tried, the blade would not move at all. How can it be? Kurozumi Higurashi suddenly broke out in cold sweat on his forehead, staring at the smoke and dust slowly dissipating in front of his eyes in disbelief. I saw Chen Mu standing there almost unharmed, holding her blade in her hand. Crack. The veins on Chen Mu's arm bulged, and the huge grip was transmitted to the palm of his hand, and a crack appeared on the top of the famous knife held by Chen Mu. The famous sword is broken. Kurozumi Higurashi's pupils contracted violently, and he let go of the hand holding the famous sword. The ground plane stumbled and sat down on the ground. The famous knife is made of extremely hard material, so it can be said that it is indestructible and extremely difficult to damage. And now, Chen Mu actually broke the famous knife she had used for many years with one hand. She couldn't imagine what kind of terrifying power the other party possessed. At this time, not only Kurozumi Higurashi was a little surprised, but also many strong men with swords on the Rock's ship were also very surprised. As strong swordsmen, they naturally have a solid understanding of swords. Although the famous sword used by Kurozumi Higurashi in this battle is just an ordinary famous sword. But they are very clear about the hardness of the famous sword. Holding a famous sword in one hand, there is no doubt that Chen Mu is a terrifying physique monster. At this time, it was not only Kurozumi Higurashi who shocked Chen Mu's strength, but also the cadres on board. This guy isn't even Higurashi's opponent. Many cadres who were watching the battle on the ship were particularly shocked when they saw the scene in front of them. Chen Mu's expressiveness in this recruitment ceremony was indeed very strong, and he easily defeated Kodo, who offered a bounty of 40 million Baileys. But, anyway, he's just a rookie in the Rock's pirate. And Kurozumi Higurashi is a pirate with a bounty of over 100 million. And she is from Wano-kuni, has a good swordsmanship. They thought that the battle would be won by Kurozumi Higurashi, beheading Chen Mu. But, This is just the situation they thought. The real situation is that Chen Mu held Kurozumi Higarashi's famous sword in one hand, and even shattered its blade. And Kurozumi Higurashi himself sat down on the ground, almost powerless to fight again. Such a scene surprised John, Silver Axe, Ochaku and other cadres. Chen Mu's strength is much more terrifying than they imagined. I didn't expect that even Higurashi wasn't his opponent. What an interesting newcomer. Silver Axe stared at Chen Mu's figure and said. When Chen Mu fought Kurozumi Higurashi, he was not optimistic about Chen Mu. It's not that he values Kurozumi Higurashi's ability. He evaluated the strength of both parties based on his own heart, and finally came to the result. But the result was different from what he expected. It can even be said to be very different. Now Chen Mu has almost no injuries on his body, and his physical strength is almost at its peak. And Kurozumi Higurashi, as a master swordsman, the knife in your hand is taken away by others, which is equivalent to losing the means of resistance. From this situation, Kurozumi Higurashi was crushed by Chen Mu's strength. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 10 golden lions winning, seeking flowers, Gia ha ha ha. His strength is beyond my expectation, Edward. Golden Lion laughed out loud as he watched the scene on the battlefield. If I had known this kid was so strong, I would have bet more money. Whitebeard also showed a smile at this time. He didn't know Chen Mu, and the reason why he made a bet today was just because he suddenly had such a thought. And just in the battlefield, I saw Chen Mu's extraordinary performance. Suddenly there was an idea in his heart that Chen Mu could last until the end, and finally he made a bet by accident. Unexpectedly. I really bet a treasure. Not only did he kill Kodo, who offered a bounty of 40 million Bailey, in one blow. And even the strongest of the Rock's pirate, Kurozumi Higurashi, is no match for him. Such expressiveness, it is impossible to say that it will not last until the end. It seems that our Rock's pirate is going to join a monster intern. It's been a long time since we've had monster-level fresh blood on our ship. I believe even Captain Rox will be interested in this guy. Although Rox is very cruel, he also cherishes his talent very much. And Chen Mu's age looks so young, so he possesses such terrifying strength. If there is no accident, the cadre speculates that Chen Mu naturally has a very strong talent. There is a high probability that Rox will be interested in such a person. With his strength, it is estimated that he will be promoted by Captain Rox to be an official crew member in a short time. In this sea, no matter which ship it is, it takes a lot of time to promote from an intern to a full-time crew member. Especially the Rox pirate, where they have all the talent and all the villains. A normal person who wants to be promoted from an intern to a full-time crew member must at least take years as a unit. But, judging from Chen Mu's strength, he can beat Kurozumi Higurashi's performance. It doesn't take a few years, I believe it only takes a few months to be promoted from an intern to a full-time crew member. At this time, on the battlefield, Chen Mu threw the famous knife in his hand aside, staring at Kurozumi Higurashi with a gloomy expression. Kurozumi Higurashi was a strong man with a sword, now the weapon is gone. Even if he still has armament hockey, in Chen Mu's eyes, he is just a lamb to be slaughtered. You want to kill me? Looking at Chen Mu's approaching body step by step, Kurozumi Higurashi gasped, couldn't help but took a few steps back, and asked with some trepidation. I'm not interested in your life, but, this intern recruitment ceremony is not over yet, Chen Mu said indifferently. At present, the Rox Pirates intern recruitment ceremony is not over yet. So Chen Mu will naturally not show mercy. Just as Chen Mu was about to take down Kurozumi Higurashi, a voice suddenly came from behind. The battle is over, and those who are left alive can join my Rox Pirate and become an intern. Chen Mu followed the sound and saw a tall man standing in the middle of the Rox Pirate, the boat rail. Even Whitebeard, Golden Lion and others could only obediently stand on both sides of him. Through the observation of these places, Chen Mu knew that the speaker was the captain of the Rox Pirate. Rox with dreams of world domination, now that Rox himself has spoken, calling for the fight to be over. Then there is no need for Chen Mu to continue fighting Kurozumi Higurashi. Kurozumi Higurashi's strength is not worth mentioning in Chen Mu's eyes. You know, the current Chen Mu has almost reached the threshold of the 5th gate of the 8 inner gates. If he can open the 5th gate, Kurozumi Higurashi will not be his opponent. So ignoring Rox's orders now and killing someone who is not a threat to him, is not worthwhile. Besides, Chen Mu has no interest in Kurozumi Higurashi's life. I just want to end the selection of interns quickly. At the sound of the rocks, the entire island stopped fighting. And Chen Mu also roughly scanned the other interns who joined Rox Pirate. But basically he doesn't know each other, only Kaido. Although Kaido experienced a bloody battle and was stained with countless blood, he still didn't have much damage on his body. In other words, the pirates participating in the intern recruitment ceremony this time were just for him to warm up. There is no threat to him at all. Then 15 survivors came to Rox's boat. I said you were very strong, do you want to hang out with me on the boat from now on? When Chen Mu boarded the boat, Golden Lion approached Chen Mu to invite him. Although Chen Mu is only an intern now, his ability to defeat Kurozumi Higurashi, who has a bounty of over 100 million, is enough to prove his strength. For such a monster newcomer, Golden Lion is naturally very interested and wants to include it under its banner. They are the cadres of Rock's pirate, although they are all mixed with rocks. But the cadres are almost always at odds. Therefore, the cadres are almost independent, each cultivating their own power on the Rock's ship. For such a situation, Rocks naturally turned a blind eye. Because in Rock's view, the cadres and crew on the ship, no matter how they're divided. In the end, only he, Rocks, obeyed his orders, so he didn't bother to manage the situation on the ship and let the cadres do their own thing. And Golden Lion, as a cadre with one of the highest bounties on the Rock's pirate, naturally likes to recruit the strong on board to join his banner. Chen Mu is naturally also in the Golden Lion's target. Sorry, I'm not interested, Chen Mu said lightly. He didn't join the Rock's pirate to form a gang and hang out with others. He joined this ship just because the efficiency of finding devil fruit is the highest on this ship, that's all. Are you sure you didn't think it through? You made Higurashi suffer, and she won't let you go. Golden Lion folded his hands on his chest, grinned, and continued to ask. Hearing Golden Lion's words, Chen Mu was slightly taken aback, and glanced at Golden Lion. Looks like I'm not the only one who knows, that person is Kurozumi Higurashi. The people of Rock's pirate also know it. That's true. After all, they've been on the ship together for so long. Changing a face doesn't mean you can't recognize it. It's just a defeat, there's nothing to worry about, Chen Mu said still unmoved. I admit that you have some strength, but don't underestimate Higurashi. He is not a combatant on our ship, but a planner. This time you made her bet and lost 50 million Baileys, and even more so, you defeated her and made her lose face, so, she will find a way to get revenge. Kurozumi Higurashi is not strong in strength, but in strategy. Because of this, she is the popular person around Rocks. And when Chen Mu wanted to kill Kurozumi Higurashi, Rocks just showed up. That said, it's not necessarily a coincidence. 50 million Baileys lost? Chen Mu whispered to himself when he heard the words. Hearing what Golden Lion said, he understood why Kurozumi Higurashi had such a murderous intention towards him when they first met. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 11 new ability, Fire Dragon Slayer Magic, Seeking Flowers. Well, think about it carefully, as long as you follow me, I guarantee that Higurashi will not dare to do anything to you, Golden Lion said seriously. Although Kurozumi Higurashi is the star around the Rocks, Golden Lion is the main strength of their Rocks pirate. The Golden Lion defies anyone on board except Rocks himself. Kurozumi Higurashi didn't dare to offend him at all. I'll get back to you when I think it through. Chen Mu glanced at Golden Lion and said softly. He didn't want to offend Golden Lion by rejecting him outright, he came to Rock's pirate just for devil fruit. I don't want to offend too many people, so he rejected Golden Lion and gave the opponent a step down. Likewise, he is not afraid of Kurozumi Higurashi's revenge at all. Jia ha ha ha. You arrogant guy, I really appreciate you more and more. Golden Lion laughed loudly upon hearing this. He naturally heard the meaning of rejection in Chen Mu's words. But he wasn't angry, because he now only thinks that Chen Mu has just joined the Rock's pirate, and he still doesn't know the danger of intrigue on this ship. So he was full of arrogance, but he believed that it would not take long for his arrogance to be smoothed away. Because Chen Mu just defeated Kurozumi Higurashi, there are simply too many people on this ship who are stronger than Kurozumi Higurashi. Seeing Chen Mu going away step by step, Golden Lion didn't choose to continue disturbing. Instead, he walked towards Whitebeard's position. The opponent had won a lot of money, and Whitebeard had to buy him a drink. In a flash, it has been a month since Chen Mu joined Rock's pirate, and these times have been quite peaceful. No one came to trouble him, and after the selection of interns, he was also called the strongest intern. Chen Mu spent almost all of this month in his own room for training. After this month of training, his 8 inner gates can now open the 5th gate. To know the original work, it took Might Guy's father, Might Dai, 20 years to master this technique. And it only took him a few months to open the 8 inner gates to the 5th gate. Of course, the credit of the system is inevitable. He practiced 8 inner gates much faster than the original book. Ding, congratulations host, the frog's trip is over, please pay attention to check the reward brought back by the frog. The sound of the system suddenly reached Chen Mu's ears. He was taken aback for a moment, and then smiled. He waited for several months, if not for the system prompt, he almost forgot his cheat, the traveling frog. But I have to say, the time of this frog journey is really long. At this moment, he really hoped that Rock's pirate could quickly organize the attack, so that he would have a chance to find devil fruit. As long as you have devil fruit and level up your traveling frog, you won't have to wait so long. Receive. Chen Mu opened the virtual panel and clicked to collect. Ding, congratulations host, you got the Fire Dragon Slayer Magic from Fairy Tale World. Fire Dragon Slayer Magic? Chen Mu said excitedly. Although the frogs travel a long time, none of the things they bring back are simple. When the Fire Dragon Slayer magic is cultivated to ultimate, its power must be able to destroy magma. As the system's voice fell, a special ability entered Chen Mu's body. It was about how to use the Fire Dragon slaying magic and how to practice the Fire Dragon Slayer magic, all of which entered his mind. Another ability has been mastered, that is to say, he has become stronger again. In this rock's pirate, or in this sea, he has more ability to protect himself. Chen Mu has just acquired the Fire Dragon Slayer magic, and wants to find a place to cast it. But, he looked around, and there were some ordinary things in the room. If the experiment was done in the house, wouldn't his room be burned down by him? So he gave up the idea of testing the Fire Dragon Slayer magic in the room. As for going out and using it, it is even more impossible. At present, their rock's pirate ship is sailing on the sea, and there is no place to test its power. Since the power cannot be tested, all Chen Mu can do now is to send the frog to travel again. Ding, the system prompts. The frog was injured during this trip, and it is currently unable to travel to the heavens and worlds. Injured? Chen Mu was slightly surprised. On the virtual panel in front of him, a bed appeared, on which was lying a wounded frog wrapped in bandages. He didn't expect that his chi-traveling frog would be injured during the journey. But if you think about it carefully, the system's capabilities are so pervert, it's normal for the frog to be somewhat limited. Then what should I do to recover the frog's injury? Chen Mu asked. It was the frog's first injury, so he didn't know what to do to heal the frog. A string of white words slowly appeared above the frog's head. The frog is injured and wants to eat a famous knife. You can recover by eating a famous knife? Seeing this message, Chen Mu was slightly surprised. The frog's appetite was unexpectedly different. Also, the frog was injured. Is eating a famous knife related to the recovery of the injury? But if you think about it carefully, it's outrageous for a frog to be able to travel the myriad worlds, and it seems normal to have a special appetite. However, Chen Mu was a little speechless after that. It was said earlier that the frog needs to eat a famous sword when it is injured. Couldn't he get Kurozumi Higarashi's sword back? But now, where is he going to find a famous knife for the frog? Just as he was sinking his head into the bed, there was a knock on the door outside the house. Boom boom boom. Chen Mu frowned slightly, and after hearing the knock on the door, he walked forward and pushed the door open. I saw a pirate standing outside the door, who was also an intern like him. What's the matter? Chen Mu asked lightly. Captain Rox is ready to attack the country of Loris, and we will be there soon if we are ready to fight. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time. August 10th to August 20th. 12 Kaido vs Chen Mu, the battle for the title of the strongest intern, seeking flowers. The country of Loris is exactly one of the member countries of New World, world government. This country handed over a large amount of heavenly gold every year and was protected by the world government. The richness of the Loris country ranks among the richest in the entire New World. These days, the Rock's pirate cadres have a lot of meetings. It was finally decided to carry out the plan and plunder the country. You must know that plundering the franchise countries of the New World is tantamount to declaring war on the world government. Even the other great pirates of the New World, doing something like this requires careful consideration. But the Rock's pirate has plundered the member countries of the world government not once or twice. Regarding the world government, there is not a single cadre in the entire ship who is afraid. I see. Chen Mu nodded. It's been a month since I joined Rock's pirate, and today I'm finally ready to move. I don't know if I can find devil fruit and a famous knife in Loris country. Devil fruit can improve the frog's level. The famous sword can repair the frog's injury. These two things are very important to Chen Mu. After the intern notified Chen Mu, he left quickly. And Chen Mu also returned to the house and adjusted his physical condition. It didn't take long for the Rock's pirate ship to appear near the port of Loris country. The Rock's pirate ship, like a giant, was seen by the kingdom soldiers patrolling the port before it approached. Rock's pirate is coming. Quick! Quick! Get ready to deal with the enemy. Hurry up and inform the Marines that the Rock's pirate has appeared in Loris country. Damn, why is the Rock's pirate targeting this country? Many soldiers of the kingdom were busy preparing for the defense work, and communicated the news to the king of the kingdom and naval headquarters. The Rock's pirate is one of the strongest pirate groups in the New World, so, they alone are hard to resist. They can only pray that reinforcements from naval headquarters arrive soon. At this point, the Rock's pirate is on board. Rox stands in the middle, Whitebeard and Golden Lion stand on both sides of Rox. The other cadres stood behind the three of them. Let's plunder to your heart's content. Rox raised his arms high and yelled with a grin. As his voice fell, many cadres took the lead and rushed towards Loris country, followed by a large number of regular crew members as well as trainees. Chen Mu stood at the bow of the ship, looking at the empty ship, and at the many pirates who had already charged. He didn't stay on the boat either, but rushed towards Loris country. But his purpose is not to kill, just to find the famous knife and devil fruit. After landing in the country, Chen Mu quickly avoided the crowd and started looking for a place like a treasure house. However, the country of Loris is very vast, and it is not an easy task to find the treasure house of the kingdom. Just as Chen Mu was sinking his head into the affliction and was about to search in that direction, there was a sound of footsteps behind him. Chen Mu looked back after hearing the words. He saw a very familiar figure standing behind him. What's the matter, Kaido? That's right, standing behind Chen Mu is his fellow Rock's pirate intern, Kaido. Even though he has just joined Rock's pirate for a month, his strength is already stronger than most of the official crew members. After all, he will be so strong in the future that he will become the 4 emperors. Even though he is young now and his strength has not been fully awakened, he is still extremely terrifying. I'm here to compete for the title of strongest intern, Kaido said indifferently with a mace on his shoulder. Kurozumi Higurashi, who was hiding in the dark, had a smile on his face as he watched the battle between the two be on the verge of breaking out. If you want to talk about why Kaido competed with Chen Mu for the title of intern, all of this is inseparable from her. After being defeated by Chen Mu, she could hardly hold her head up in front of the cadres. In order to take revenge on Chen Mu, she began to think of a way to find a crew member that could be used. In the end it was found by her. That's Kaido. Kaido has clashed with the official crew since joining Rock's pirate. And, almost undefeated and loved by Cadre Charlotte Linlin. After Kurozumi Higurashi's investigation of Kaido on board this month, she learned that Kaido is a man with a bad temper and a strong personality. So just today, before the Rock's pirate prepares to hit Loris Nation. So he asked someone to provoke Kaido, and after being defeated, he said that Chen Mu was the strongest intern, so as to stimulate Kaido to find Chen Mu's trouble. This method, although very low level, but surprisingly effective. Now Kaido really found trouble with Chen Mu. If you want, I will give it to you. Chen Mu glanced at Kaido, spread his hands and said calmly. He is not like Kaido, who is competitive and has an inexplicable pursuit of a title. His only thought now is to find a famous knife and devil fruit. Don't want to fight other people, not that he was afraid of Kaido. It's because, if we fight, it will take a little time. If he lost the opportunity to find the famous knife and devil fruit because of wasting this little time, it would be a big loss. I'm not interested in letting Lai get the title, I'll just grab it myself, Kaido responded with a cold snort. Chen Mu's words are full of irony in Kaido's view. He wanted to get the title of the strongest intern, but Chen Mu said he could. Doesn't this mean that Chen Mu doesn't care about the title he values at all? I don't have time to fight with you right now. If you want to fight, you will have time later, Chen Mu said with a slightly grim expression. Are you afraid of Chen Mu? But, even so, I will not show mercy. Kaido held the mace in both hands, and approached Chen Mu step by step. His body was much larger than Chen Mu's, and every time he took a step, a deep footprint would appear on the ground. There's really nothing I can do about you. Hearing what Kaido said, Chen Mu knew that this battle was inevitable. That being the case, let's do it quickly, he doesn't seem to be stalling here for too long. Boom boom boom. Kaido's footsteps exploded, and every step made the ground shake. From this, it can be seen that his magnitude is very terrifying. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 13. The first appearance of the power of Dragon Slayer, the roar of the fire dragon. Facing Kaido, who was full of fighting spirit, Chen Mu naturally didn't dare to take it too seriously. After all, this is his first battle with Kaido, and he still doesn't know the specific strength of the opponent. His fists and his arms are wrapped in a thick layer of armament hockey. Then kicked hard with his legs and feet and attacked Kaido with momentum. Boom. Chen Mu covered armament hockey's fist and collided with Kaido's mace. The attacks of the two collided with each other, making a deafening sound like a meteorite falling. The violent shock caused bursts of ripples, which swept in all directions like a violent storm. Countless buildings cracked after feeling the momentum. The glass, walls, and ground all suffered varying degrees of damage. You must know that this is just the aftermath of the two people's attacks. If this is the center of the battle between the two, the consequences will be disastrous. The attack of the two lasted for half a minute, and then the two retreated back. Not bad strength, your strength is enough to warm me up. Kaido flexed his muscles and bones, with a contemptuous look on his face. Quick fight, Kaido, I have to be busy with other things, Chen Mu said with a relaxed expression. The first confrontation between the two was just to test each other, and they didn't use all their strength. But Chen Mu was still a little surprised by Kaido's power. Kaido himself looks like a stunned young man, and this terrifying brute force really fits his status as a stunned young man. After the battle is over, you must be the one lying down, because the title of the strongest can only belong to me, Kaido suddenly shouted. Competitive and eager to win, he likes to pursue that illusory title the most. After becoming the strongest intern, he will try his best to become an official crew member. Then go to compete for the title of the strongest official crew member. However, at present, no one has the title of the strongest in the official crew. Although there is no precedent, then Kaido chose to be the president of the strongest official crew. Kaido has only one pursuit, the strongest, really? Then let us wait and see. As Chen Mu's words fell, Kaido rushed towards Chen Mu again. This time Kaido's fighting spirit was stronger, which proved that Kaido was much more serious than before. Facing Kaido, who was about to reach him and attack him, Chen Mu did not choose to activate the power of the 8 inner gates to deal with the enemy. Instead, prepared to test the power of the Fire Dragon Slayer magic. The roar of the Fire Dragon. Chen Mu gathered the power of the Fire Dragon in his body, and then opened his mouth to spit out powerful Fire Dragon flames from his lungs. Boom! The flames of the Fire Dragon erupted from Chen Mu's body, and the flames stained Kaido's mace. In the next second, the flames spread rapidly, directly devouring Kaido's entire body. The intense high temperature made the surrounding air look a little distorted, and the temperature in an area of tens of meters around directly rose by many degrees. This kind of temperature makes people unbearably hot, as if they are in a furnace. The temperature on Kaido's body is even more terrifying. At this time, Kurozumi Higurashi, who was hiding in the dark, was sweating all over his body. Does he still have such power? Kurozumi Higurashi's eyes almost widened, staring at the scene in front of him in surprise. He originally thought that Chen Mu's physical skills were just terrible. So he finds Kaido, who is also a monster. I thought I could see Chen Mu suffer so much. But, unexpectedly, Chen Mu is not only terrifying in physical skills. He even ate a powerful devil fruit. Now he couldn't help sighing. Luckily when he fought Chen Mu before, the other party didn't use this move. Otherwise, with her physique, it would be very difficult for her to resist the terrible high temperature. Wow! Kaido swung the mace in his hand violently to create a strong wind, blowing away the flames on his body. I have to say, this trick is really very effective. As Kaido swung the mace in his hand with all his strength, the aftermath of the waves scattered the burning flames on his body. Here's where the awesome brute force that Kaido possesses has to be applauded. But after extinguishing the flames on his body, Kaido also gasped heavily. The clothes on his body, as well as his skin, looked very charred now. Although he has used armament haki to cover his whole body while the flames are covering his whole body. In order to defend against the power of fire. But the power of the flames is truly terrifying. Even with armament haki covered, he still suffered a lot. Do you want to continue, Kaido? If you leave now, I don't care about you. Chen Mu crossed his arms on his chest, staring at Kaido indifferently and advised. I've finished warming up, and the battle between us has just begun. Kaido refused to admit defeat, and roared with a ferocious expression. How could he, who pursued the strongest, be easily defeated by Chen Mu? Then I won't talk nonsense. Chen Mu's complexion sank, and he quickly entered a fighting state. And Kaido covered his whole body with armament haki before attacking, although doing so would consume haki a lot. But, facing the attack of Chen Mu's Fire Dragon slaying magic, covering the whole body with armed colors in advance is the way to deal with it. Tap tat tat. After Kaido's body covered armament haki, he didn't rush directly to Chen Mu. Instead, he stomped extremely fast on the ground. Although he was huge in size, his movements were extremely flexible, like a ghost. His purpose of doing this is to feint, so as to achieve an unexpected blow. However, although his idea is good, his speed is nothing in front of Chen Mu. Chen Mu can easily see through his movements. I saw that Chen Mu's fist was wrapped with dragon-slaying magic that could incinerate all high temperatures. Then go straight to Kaido. Kaido naturally didn't hesitate at all. His arms were bulging with veins, his legs kicked hard on the ground, and then he swung the mace in his hand with all his strength and smashed it at Chen Mu. Boom! The mace collided with Chen Mu's fist. First, there was a chilling roar. Then the flames entwined on Chen Mu's fist went through super high-speed momentum and pressure. Suddenly, it exploded like a balloon. The flame instantly filled an area of tens of meters to nearly 100 meters, and these places were directly shrouded in flames. Philu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 14 Kaido desperately fighting facing the scorching heat. Kaido endured great pain. However, he is already wrapped around armament haki, and he has rough skin and thick flesh. So he gritted his teeth and forcibly resisted Chen Mu's flame attack. He kept colliding with Chen Mu with a mace in his hand. Bang bang bang. Kaido's mace collided with Chen Mu's fist constantly. In a short period of time, the two seemed difficult to tell the winner. Kaido has rough skin and thick flesh, has an extremely terrifying physique, and physical strength like an abyss like an ocean. Armament haki has also been advanced and is about to reach the second stage. His attacks were very swift, and even with the flames burning on his body, it still couldn't stop him from continuously waving, extremely destructive attacks. Even though he is still in the growth stage now, he will be one of the 4 emperors in the future after all. So he is much, much scarier than his peers. The battle between the two lasted for an endless amount of time. The area with a radius of 100 meters, because of the battle between the two, has long been in ruins, with wreckage everywhere. Since the wind and sand rose, it has not fallen. After continuous fighting, Chen Mu finally found a weakness in Kaido. I saw that his fist was wrapped with rich armament haki, and the fire dragon slayer magic that could easily melt steel. Then with all his strength, he punched Kaido's chest hard. Boom! Kaido has a huge body and amazing weight, but after bearing Chen Mu's punch, like Kui Mu being blown up by a strong wind, it flew backwards for an area of tens of meters. Along the way, the unrecognizable ruins were smashed into pieces. Boom! In the end Kaido fell into the ruins, and huge stones fell from the impacted ruins to bury Kaido, and then a burst of dust was raised, blocking the ruins so that people could not see inside. Defeated. Lost. Kurozumi Higurashi, who watched from the dark, widened his pupils in surprise. Although Chen Mu released a flame power that she didn't expect. But she still has confidence in Kaido. After all, Kaido is someone valued by Charlotte Linlin, the official crew of the entire Rocks Pirate, and few people are Kaido's opponents. Of course, Kurozumi Higurashi has long been ashamed of himself after watching Kaido fight. Because of this, she felt that Kaido was a suitable candidate. Not only is he easy to be used by her, but more importantly, he himself has terrifying strength. But, is such a terrifying strong man, is he going to be defeated by Chen Mu now? Crash. A sound of rolling sand and rocks came from the ruins, and Kaido slowly stood up and stepped out of the ruins step by step. Kaido is still undefeated, his terrifying physique and tenacious perseverance resisted Chen Mu's terrifying attack. But, at this moment, it can be seen that Kaido's chest is still burning with flames. The flame pierced through his armament haki, searing his skin. Chen Mu. Has left Kaido with indelible scars. You're really tenacious, Kaido. Chen Mu was ready to leave, but Kaido stood up anyway. You should know that his attack just now was wrapped around armament haki and he hit it with all his strength. That blow could almost penetrate Kaido's armed defense, and the fire dragon slayer magic penetrated the defense after that. It can be burned directly on Kaido's chest. If a normal person's chest is penetrated by flames, the heart will die if it burns to the heart. And Chen Mu knew that Kaido's physical body was terrible, so he expected that Kaido would not die, but at least he would be seriously injured, but he still underestimated Kaido's physical defense after all. Come again. Kaido didn't talk nonsense, his face was ferocious, and Yang Tian roared angrily. After the words fell, the blood vessels in his whole body exploded, and a terrifying aura appeared around him, even forming a substantial air current. Kaido's footsteps exploded, every step made the ground tremble, and every time he took a step, the anger in Kaido's heart became stronger. When he was about to approach Chen Mu, Kaido's anger had almost reached its peak. He doesn't allow himself to lose this battle, he must use all his strength. Wow! Kaido waved the mace in his hand, and there was a gust of wind directly on the way, and the terrifying force distorted the space. Dragon Claw. Chen Mu gave a light slap, and saw that his hand directly transformed into the shape of a dragon's claw. In the original book of Fairy Tail, after mastering the dragon-slaying magic, you can transform your physique into a dragon's body, dragon scales, dragon claws, dragon teeth, etc. After Chen Mu came into contact with the dragon-slaying magic, he could directly transform into a dragon. After performing dragon transformation, Chen Mu's offense and defense will be greatly improved. Boom! Chen Mu's palm turned into dragon claws, which in itself greatly improved his attack defense. After being wrapped with a layer of armament haki, it even reached the level of invincibility. With one hand, Chen Mu directly held the mace, the weapon from Kaido. But in the next second, in the center of the two of them, a mass of purple-black air burst out. It directly surrounded the two of them to form a semicircular sphere. This power came from Kaido's Conqueror's haki. Kaido is going to become 4 emperors in the future, and when he was young, he had already awakened Conquerors early. Conquerors? Anyway, since I got Conquerors, I haven't used them yet. After feeling Conqueror's haki from Kaido's body, Chen Mu whispered. In the next second, a group of purple-red airflow centered on Chen Mu, spread directly to the surroundings, and collided with Kaido's Conquerors. ZZZ. The Conquerors of the two collided, like two giant beasts confronting each other. Kaido was slightly surprised to see that Chen Mu also owned Conquerors, but he was relieved in the next second. Chen Mu's strength is not inferior to him, and his talent is even more terrifying. It is not uncommon to have Conqueror's haki. The two of them didn't surprise each other's Conquerors. But Kurozumi Higurashi, hiding in the shadows, was dumbfounded. Both of them, have they both awakened Conquerors? Conqueror's haki, but only one of the millions of people in the pirate world can awaken the power. Awakening the Conquerors means possessing the aptitude of a king. Don't look at Rock's pirates' talents already, but there are only a few who have Conquerors. What he never expected was that Chen Mu and Kaido awakened Conquerors at such a young age. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 15 marine reinforcements are coming, Thunder 8 trigrams. Kaido suddenly withdrew the mace in his hand, suddenly shouted, and then swung the mace again. The mace he swung this time was even wrapped around a trace of lightning power. You should know that the current Kaido has not eaten devil fruit yet. Being able to play lightning is purely Kaido's understanding of mace attacks and the lightning caused by the powerful momentum. This is his original and unique move, the broken teeth of the fire dragon. As Chen Mu's words fell, a raging flame burned all over his body instantly, as if it could swallow everything. The temperature emitted by the endless flames makes people feel as if they are on the surface of the sun, and their whole body will melt. This move is not devouring, spreading everything around. Instead, it wrapped the power of the flame around Chen Mu's palm, to be precise, around his dragon-like claws. Boom! Kaido's thundering 8 trigrams, against Chen Mu's fire dragon Broken Fang. The attacks of the two collided, and the endless flames swallowed Kaido with the momentum formed by the force of Chen Mu's blow. The attacks of the two collided, like a punishment from heaven, mighty and mighty. The collision between lightning and flame, the competition between natural disasters. The attack of the two lasted for half a minute, but, in the end, Chen Mu's strength was superior. When the mace in Kaido's hand was sent flying by Chen Mu, and Chen Mu sent Kaido flying dozens of meters away with one blow. Once again smashed into the ruins, Kaido was covered by endless sand and stones, setting off dust all over the sky. Just as Chen Mu was about to step forward and continue to confront Kaido, the phone bug on Chen Mu's waist rang. Blue, 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 blue. Chen Mu stopped for a while, and picked up the phone bug in his hand. Brother Chen Mu, the Marines are here. Captain Rox ordered us to assemble. Opposite the phone bug was a Rox pirate intern. This intern admired Chen Mu, so he called Chen Mu his big brother. And they have been staying in this country for a long time, and Marines reinforcements also arrived at this time. Have you come already? Chen Mu frowned slightly, looking at the end of the horizon. Yes, brother Chen Mu, and there are not only people from Marine, but even strong people from world government, the intern responded. Although the comprehensive strength of Rox pirate has not yet reached its peak. But the Rox pirate of this period is enough to pose a huge threat to Marine and world government. So this action, not only from the main executives of Marine. There are also mysterious experts sent by the world government. The reason why so many strong men are dispatched is to annihilate the Rox pirate in one fell swoop, so as to prevent future troubles. With so many strong men attacking, Rox had to order the crew who were still deep in the kingdom of Loris to come to the coast to fight. Have even the strong men from the world government come? Chen Mu asked, slightly surprised. It seems that the world government attaches great importance to Rox pirate now, not only let the main force of Marine attack. They also sent the strong men they secretly cultivated. This is true, if Rox pirate is allowed to do evil in New World and grow freely. At that time, it must be their world government that will suffer. Because, Rox's ambition is the whole world, which of course also includes overthrowing the rule of the world government. However, Chen Mu, who has read the original book, knows that even if he sends a powerful person from the world government now, it will be of no avail. Because Rox, if nothing else, won't die before the battle of the Valley of the Gods. Brother Chen Mu, the situation is very critical now, you should come here as soon as possible. The intern on the other side of the phone said while fighting Marine. I see. Chen Mu left this sentence and ended the call. After Chen Mu hung up the phone, he did not stay where he was, and did not choose to continue fighting Kaido. Also, he didn't rush directly to the seaside location to join the Rox pirates' men. Instead, he rushed straight to the interior of the kingdom. He has always remembered what purpose he joined the Rox pirate. What kind of gold did they land in this country when they attacked the country of Loris this time? That's right, it is devil fruit and the famous knife. Now the Marine reinforcements have arrived, so, it won't be long before they have to evacuate the country. And in this tight time, Chen Mu didn't want to waste time on Kaido. Although Kaido has been severely injured now, it will take a little time to kill him completely. Wasted time with Kaido, causing him to have to evacuate the country. Unable to find devil fruit and famous swords in this country. Well, it's not worth the candle. Without the famous sword, his frog can't travel in 10,000 worlds. Without devil fruit, his frog would take a lot of time to travel even if he did. So instead of wasting time on Kaido, get no benefit. It's better to go inside the kingdom and see if you can find the two things he is thinking about. Anyway, now Kaido is already defeated by him, even if he is let off this time, so what? Even if Kaido will grow into a strong 4 emperors in the future, Chen Mu is not afraid at all. With the power of the system, he doesn't think that his growth rate will be defeated by anyone. When Chen Mu came to the interior of the kingdom, it was already in ruins. Sure enough, it's still a step late, Chen Mu sighed helplessly. It's been looted by someone else from Rox pirate, and if there were 2 things he wanted, they've probably been taken. But, now that we're here, let's start the carpet search again. While cleaning up the gravel on the ground, Chen Mu sorted out the ruins. After a long time, he suddenly discovered that there was something abnormal on the floor somewhere in the ruins. After opening it, he found that it led to an underground secret room. Oh, it seems that God still favors me, and there is an underground secret room. I hope I will be the first to find this place. Chen Mu said as he walked towards the underground secret room. Since this is an underground secret room near the interior of the kingdom, there must be something important buried here. But, if he was ransacked by other people, then he came for nothing. Now he is also walking towards the secret room step by step with a prayerful attitude. I hope this place has not been found by others. The underground secret room was very dark, but he quickly reached the end and pushed open the door in front of him. Ka ka ka. The door was slowly opened, and Dangbai's splendid hall and extremely prosperous buildings came into view. You. Who are you? Just as Chen Mu was amazed at the building in front of him, a voice entered his ears. He turned his head and looked to the other side, only to see a man with a noble aura and a crown on his head looking at him vigilantly. Beside him, there were a few men in armor holding long guns, staring at him. King. Chen Mu saw that person's attire, and he was sure that the person was the king here. No wonder it is so prosperous here. It turns out that this is the underground secret room built by the king. Looking around, although the place is very prosperous, there are only the king and a few guards and followers, and there are no other people. In other words, this underground secret room was secretly built by the king, and no one else knew about it. You. What do you want to do? The king still stared at Chen Mu in fear, and asked cautiously. He knew very well that the people who could appear in this place were undoubtedly the people from Rock's Pirate. For Rock's Pirate, he is full of knowledge, because he knows the madness of Rock's Pirate. He was afraid of being targeted by rocks, so he built such a secret room underground in the kingdom. It is precisely to hide in this place when encountering danger. Sure enough, Rock's Pirate is here. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 16 underground vaults with huge riches. The soldiers standing on both sides of the king exchanged glances, and then shouted with weapons in hand. Superior. They are the guards around the king, and they have the spirit of not fearing death. Even though they already felt that Chen Mu was not an ordinary person, they would risk their lives to protect the king. I advise you to stay where you are. Chen Mu glanced at several soldiers. His cold expression directly stunned several soldiers who wanted to rush forward to attack. Just looking into Chen Mu's eyes, they matured into great fear. They were covered in cold sweat, their legs and feet were trembling constantly, and they couldn't move a step forward at all. Don't be nervous, I'm not a heinous villain, Chen Mu said with a kind smile. He has no interest in the king's life at all, and the same is true for these soldiers. He doesn't like to kill innocent people indiscriminately, because doing so doesn't bring him any pleasure, and even makes him feel troublesome. He has his own code of conduct and the purpose of coming to this place. What do you want? The king asked, suppressing the fear in his heart. Since Chen Mu didn't kill their thoughts, they must have come here to ask for something. If he could save his life by giving Chen Mu what he wanted, then the king thought it was very worthwhile. Even if the treasure is gone, with his status as king and the heritage of this country, he can earn it back sooner or later. But if you die, then everything is gone. As long as he was alive, even if he gave Chen Mu everything in the treasury, the king would be willing. I believe you should have devil fruit here, and a famous knife. Chen Mu didn't talk nonsense with the king, and asked directly. The country of Loris is a well-known rich country in the New World, and the amount of gold handed over to the world government every year is an astronomical sum. So, such a rich country must have some precious things. Why do you want these two things? Don't ask what you shouldn't, as long as you know, these two things can save your life. Chen Mu glanced at him indifferently and said calmly. He didn't believe in this huge kingdom, and he didn't even store these two things. If the king insists on not giving it, he doesn't mind using some means to coerce the other party. After the king felt the eyes that could kill people, he couldn't help swallowing, and then responded truthfully. Devil fruit, I only have one in my treasury, and only 2 swords in my treasury. As long as I give you these 2 things, you will put them. Have you passed us? The king asked cautiously, for fear of offending Chen Mu in front of him. As for devil fruit, there is a treasured zone devil fruit in his treasury. As for famous knives, he ordered someone to buy 2 at auctions elsewhere. Listen to my orders obediently, don't ask unnecessary questions, I will save your life, Chen Mu said a little impatiently. Yes. The king saw Chen Mu's eyes, and he was startled and said hastily. He knew that Chen Mu's strength was far beyond his imagination, and the other party had the strength to kill him easily. Seeing Chen Mu's impatient expression now, he suddenly felt that his life was in danger. He simply didn't dare to continue talking, but lowered his head and led the way for Chen Mu to the location of the treasure house. The two soon came to the door of the country's underground treasure house. The king took out the key with trembling hands, swallowed, and then inserted the key into the hole of the treasure house, trying to open the door in front of him. But Chen Mu at the side was unwilling to wait for a minute. I saw that armament hockey was wrapped around his legs, and then he kicked hard, directly kicking open the golden gate of the underground treasure house. Seeing this scene, the king was so frightened that he slumped on the ground and fainted. And Chen Mu didn't care about the fainted king, but walked straight to the treasure house. I saw countless gold, silver and jewels in the treasure house, which looked very luxurious. If these jewels were exchanged for Bailey, their value would be immeasurable. You must know that many treasures of this kingdom were secretly transferred here by the king. If other people from Rock's Pirates saw the gold, silver and jewelry all over the place, they would be crazy excited. But Chen Mu is not interested in this. He automatically ignores all the gold, silver and jewelry in his eyes, but is looking for devil fruit and famous knives. He soon noticed that there were 2 high-quality scabbards hanging on the wall of the treasure house. Just by looking at the exquisite scabbard appearance, Chen Mu knew that it was the famous knife he had been longing for day and night. Without hesitation, he walked towards the location of the famous knife, and then took down a famous knife. Then he turned on his system. A virtual screen appeared in front of him, and there was a big bed on the screen, and a frog was lying on the bed. Above the frog's forehead, there is always a piece of text. The frog was injured and wanted to eat a famous knife. By the way, how do I feed the famous knife to the frog? With the famous knife in his hand, Chen Mu asked the system in his mind. The frog is only in his virtual screen, but the famous knife is in his hand. How to feed this? Do you want to take a famous knife, stab the frog in the virtual screen in front of you, and feed him directly? Ding! It was detected that the host has a famous knife in his hand. A voice came from the system, and these words lingered in Chen Mu's mind. But this sentence is not for Chen Mu, it was for the frog. I saw the injured frog on the virtual screen, glanced at Chen Mu, and then jumped out of the virtual screen. This? Can you jump out? Chen Mu was stunned when he saw a frog jumping out of the virtual screen in front of him. He didn't expect that this frog could become a real thing. Jump out of the virtual panel. System prompt. Only the host can see the frog. Others cannot see the existence of the frog, nor can they harm the frog. The system explained at this time. The system actually has a lot of capabilities, but, because the time for Chen Mu to obtain the system is too short. Therefore, other abilities need to be explored and unlocked by Chen Mu himself. For example, when the system was obtained, the system did not explain that the frog would be injured and the injury would require a famous knife. Presumably, the frog may have other requirements in the future. However, the frog's request was nothing to Chen Mu. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge. Activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 17 frog levels are upgraded to unlock new abilities. The ability of this frog is so terrifying that it can bring back various abilities from the heavens and the world. Chen Mu is full of love for this frog, so Chen Mu is happy to help the frog's troubles. The frog jumped out from the virtual screen, took the famous knife from Chen Mu's hand, and swallowed it directly. Seeing the scene in front of him, Chen Mu was slightly taken aback. Because the frog's body is at most a dozen centimeters in length, while the famous sword is close to 1 meter in length. How did the frog swallow the famous sword with such a length? Shocked by Chen Mu, the frog jumped back to the virtual screen. And Chen Mu set his sights on the frog again. I saw the frog lying leisurely on the bed, and there was no injury on his body. And there's no narration over the head or anything. Ding! Congratulations to the host. The frog has successfully eaten the famous knife, recovered from the injury, and the level has been raised to level 5. The next second, the system's notification sound came, and at this time Chen Mu noticed that a level 5 sign appeared next to the frog. After eating a famous knife, not only can you recover from your injuries, but can you also increase your level? Chen Mu originally thought that the only way to improve the frog's level was to feed the frog devil fruit. But I didn't expect that the famous sword that healed the frog's injury could also improve the frog's level. System prompt. Eating devil fruit to the frog can increase the frog's level, and satisfying the frog's needs can also increase the frog's level. However, host, please note that the later the level, the harder it is to improve. Of course. The quality of devil fruit can also affect the level increase. The explanation of the system is very simple. Devil fruit can be given to frogs in unlimited quantities. However, the level of the frog is easy to improve at the beginning, but it will be difficult later. For example, this time, eating ordinary devil fruit directly raised the level of the frog from level 5 to level 10. But the next time he took the normal devil fruit, he couldn't raise the frog's level from 10 to 15. But Chen Mu doesn't know how much it will be improved. Anyway, it will decline. And occasionally the frog will also have needs. Satisfying what the frog wants can also increase the level. For example, this time, the frog was injured, and Chen Mu gave him a famous knife to meet the frog's needs and improve his level. To meet the needs of the frog, it is a fixed upgrade of 4 levels. But Chen Mu doesn't know when the frog will make a request. It may be several months, or it may be mentioned every few years. In this case, I really hope that the frog can ask for it every day. Chen Mu said to himself with his chin on his hand. Now he very much hopes that the level of the frog can be improved quickly, and the journey will end quickly, so that he can obtain the ability from 10,000 realms. But think about it carefully, frogs rarely ask for it. Almost half a year has passed since the system was obtained. In such a long time, the frog was injured only once, and once asked for a famous knife. By the way, I still have a famous knife in my hand. Do the frogs still eat it? Chen Mu picked up another famous knife on the wall and asked. There are a total of 2 high-quality famous knives in this treasure house. After the frog ate one of the famous knives, his injuries recovered. So what about the other famous knife? Do you still eat? The frog has had enough. As Chen Mu's words fell, such a string of words appeared on the frog's head. Seeing this answer, Chen Mu looked at the famous knife in his hand again. In the end he chose to carry it with him, because he was not sure, the next time the frog was injured again, he needed to eat a famous knife again. Bring this thing with you to recover the frog's next injury. After everything happened last night, Chen Mu set his sights on the table in the treasure house and saw a treasure box on the table. Chen Mu stepped forward, opened the box, and inside was a devil fruit with strange patterns. Then Chen Mu took the devil fruit in his hands. Do you want to eat, frog? Chen Mu asked the frog on the virtual screen. Is it okay? There was such a sentence on the frog's head. The frog jumped out of the virtual screen without arbitrarily claiming to eat the devil fruit in Chen Mu's hand. Instead, I am asking for Chen Mu's opinion. Of course, Chen Mu nodded. Chen Mu has no idea of eating devil fruit now. Besides, looking at the devil fruit in his hand, Chen Mu also knew that it was just an ordinary fruit. Even if he wanted to eat devil fruit, he would definitely eat you demons in the future. Chen Mu has absolutely no interest in this kind of devil fruit in his hands, and it's just right for the frog to eat. After the frog heard Chen Mu's answer, no words continued to appear above his head. Instead, he jumped out of the virtual screen, and took the devil fruit from Chen Mu's hand. Then he returned to the big bed on the virtual screen. Frogs eating devil fruit are completely different from eating famous knives. When eating the famous knife, the frog swallowed the entire famous knife with a length of nearly 1 meter in one bite. But when eating devil fruit, the frog hugged it and chewed it slowly. Ding! The frog eats devil fruit, the level has increased, the current level is 10. The original level of the frog was level 1. After eating the famous knife, it was upgraded by 4 levels, and the level reached level 5. Now eating devil fruit, the level has increased by 5 levels, reaching level 10. The level has been improved so much, I believe the speed of the frog's journey will also increase a lot. Chen Mu is already looking forward to what kind of ability the frog will bring back in the future. Ding! Congratulations host, the frog has reached level 10, unlocking the new mailbox function. When the frog travels in the 10,000 worlds, there is a probability that the host will send back photos of the trip, divided into group photos and landscape pictures. If the frog takes a group photo with people from the heavens and the world and sends it back to the mailbox, the host can take out the photo in the mailbox. If the host tears off the photo sent back by the frog, there is a chance to get an item from the other party, ability or constitution. Take a photo together. Hearing the system's words, Chen Mu muttered to himself. Hearing the words from the system, Chen Mu realized that the frog's trip to the 10,000 worlds was not going to one world. Instead, go to many worlds, and then bring back an ability or item in one of the worlds. And this time the frog reached level 10, unlocking new abilities. Photos can be sent back, and there is a probability of obtaining one of the other party's abilities after tearing off the photos. It is different from the frog who travels to the 10,000 realms and returns, and always brings back an ability or item of the 10,000 realms. Tear off the photo sent back by the frog, there is only a chance to get it. As for the probability, Chen Mu doesn't know. And not only that, the frog will not always send back photos with people from Wenji. It is also possible to take some landscape pictures and the like. As for landscapes, that's useless, but, to sum it up, Chen Mu was very satisfied with the frog's level up this time and the new ability he acquired. Although I don't know the group photo sent back by the frog, how likely is it to gain the ability after tearing it up? But at the very least, if you tear up dozens of sheets, you will get one. At this time, Chen Mu expected the frog's level to increase. If the level is raised to level 20 or 30, will you get new abilities? It is not known whether Chen Mu will be obtained or not. And the system won't say it, he needs to do it himself. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 18 gain bronze skin and iron bone constitution. Just as he was thinking this way, message reminders kept appearing in the mailbox on the upper right corner of the system panel. After Chen Mu opened it curiously, he found that there were many photos of frogs and people from Wenji, but most of them were landscape pictures and the like. Didn't the frog just reach level 10 and unlock the ability to take pictures? Why is there a group photo of the frog traveling in the mailbox now? Chen Mu looked at the group photo in the mailbox and said in surprise. It took less than a minute for the frog to reach level 10, and the frog has not yet traveled to the 10,000 worlds. Why are there so many group photos in the mailbox? When was it filmed? System prompt. The frog will send back a group photo for the host every time he travels to Wenji, but the mailbox has not been unlocked before, and the host cannot receive the group photos sent by the frog. Now the level of the frog has reached level 10. After unlocking the mailbox, the host received the group photos sent back by the previous frog. The system explained. Hearing this, Chen Mu nodded slightly, and then took out all the photos in the mailbox. There are about a dozen photos. There are landscape pictures, and there are also photos of frogs and Wanji people. But, the photo of the frog mailed back looks a little weird. After Chen Mu's careful observation, he found out. The protagonists in the photos are basically not looking at the camera. The feeling is that these people can't see the frog. And the frog ran to them with a camera, and then showed a smiling face, showing a big white fang, compared to Yi pose, and then took a picture. After taking the photo, I sent it to him. Chen Mu carefully figured out all the photos and finally came to a conclusion. These people really can't see the frog, it is the frog who insists on running to them to take a photo with them. By the way, if I tear up the group photo sent back by the frog in my hand, is there any chance of obtaining the ability of the other party? Chen Mu was about to tear up the photo of the frog and the Wanji people in his hand, when he suddenly thought of something and asked the system. In case the system responds, these photos were taken by the frog before the mailbox was unlocked. Even if you tear up the photo, you can't gain the opponent's ability, so wouldn't he be wasting time tearing up the photo? If you can't get the opponent's ability by tearing it off, Chen Mu might as well keep it for viewing. Go back to the host. After tearing up the photo of the frog and the people from Wanji, there is a chance to obtain an ability and physique of the opponent's body. The system's answer made Chen Mu feel relieved. He started to tear the photos in his hands, and the torn photos would not fall to the ground, but would turn into energy clusters and disappear directly. 1, 2, 4, 10 sheets. Chen Mu tore up 13 group photos in one go. But without any ability, all the photos turned into tiny energy clusters, and then disappeared from his sight. There is only the last one left, Chen Mu said to himself while staring at the last group photo in his hand. Since the awakening system, the frog has traveled a total of 3 times, and the first final journey is in the Hokage ninja world. The second time, he traveled in this world and did not go to other worlds. The third trip, the final destination is in the world of fairy tale. The total time of these 3 journeys, has been half a year. Normally, it should take a year. However, for the first journey, Chen Mu used an accelerator card, allowing the frog to complete the journey that should have been more than a few months. During this period of travel, I brought back dozens of chapters of photos, but many of them are landscape photos. There are only 14 photos with members of myriad realms. And this last photo is a photo of the frog in this world, Charlotte Linlin. To be honest, Chen Mu doesn't know if tearing up the last card can gain the opponent's ability. However, the other party has no ability worthy of Chen Mu's liking. If you have to say it, Chen Mu only likes the opponent's physique of copper skin and iron bones. But, at this time, Chen Mu didn't hold out much hope, and tore up the photo of the frog and Charlotte Linlin in his hand. Tear. The last group photo was torn apart by Chen Mu, and it was still the same as before. After the photo was torn off, it turned into a ball of energy. Seeing this scene, Chen Mu sighed. The probability is really very small. The 14 photos did not capture anyone's ability and physique. The moment his words fell, the energy group that should have dissipated into the heaven and earth instantly entered Chen Mu's body, as if fused with him. Ding, congratulations to host, you got Charlotte Linlin, copper skin and iron bone physique. The voice of the system came, reminding, after tearing up 14 photos, I finally gained a physique. Chen Mu still approves of Charlotte Linlin's physique of copper skin and iron bone. Let's talk about Charlotte Linlin. Why can she become a strong player at the 4 Emperors level in the future? All of this is inseparable from her monster physique, that's right. Exactly the physique of copper skin and iron bones. Charlotte Linlin's terrifying physique allowed him to easily block the hail of bullets with his physical body when he was young. Even at the age of 5, he destroyed the giant village and instantly killed the hero of the giant family. This is the hardness without using armament hockey. Among the original anime, Charlotte Linlin's expressive power is extremely strong. With armament hockey wrapped around his arms, combined with his physique of copper skin and iron bones, he punched Luffy back to his original form in Gear 4. To say that Charlotte Linlin can have such terrifying strength. All of this stems from her terrifying talent, unique copper-skinned iron skin physique, and Paramecia soul fruit. With these 3 abilities, the future Charlotte Linlin became the 4 Emperors. And now Chen Mu has acquired Charlotte Linlin, the copper-skinned iron frame physique that is indispensable for the 4 Emperors. There is no doubt that with such a physique, Chen Mu's strength will be greatly improved. Thinking of this, Chen Mu opened his property panel. System. Traveling Frog, Level 10. Traveling Frog unlocks ability, Mailbox. Host. Chen Mu. Abilities. Armament Hockey Mid, Observation Hockey Mid, Conqueror's Hockey Mid. Physique. Copper-skinned and iron bone physique is elementary. Special ability. 8 inner gates, 5th gate, elementary fire dragon slayer magic. The panel looks clean and uncluttered, but the capabilities are all extraordinary. Although the newly obtained copper-skinned and iron bones are only elementary, their power cannot be underestimated. In general, Chen Mu's comprehensive strength has improved a lot. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 19 Store all the treasures in the underground vault. After closing the properties panel, when Chen Mu looked at the virtual screen in front of him, he couldn't help but say, "By the way, isn't devil fruit delicious? It tastes so delicious." I saw the frog was still holding the devil fruit and eating it with great relish. System prompt. The taste of devil fruit has been automatically transformed into the taste that frogs like. After being prompted by the system, Chen Mu nodded slightly. Without this sentence, Chen Mu would have thought the frog was hugging and gnawing. After finishing all this, Chen Mu turned his attention to the treasure behind him. He himself has no interest in these treasures, but these countless gold, silver and jewels can be purchased as devil fruit. After obtaining the system, Chen Mu is most interested in devil fruit. And the system has also said that the frog will ask for various needs for him to complete. This time the frog was injured and asked for a famous knife. It is also possible that the next time you get injured, you need to mention other things. Or when the frog is not hurt, make a request. It's all possible. Most importantly, Chen Mu cannot predict what kind of needs the frog will make. What if it's something precious? At this time, the help of gold, silver and jewelry is indispensable. With these properties behind him, he can fulfill the needs of the frog more efficiently. After completing the frog's task, you can upgrade the level so as to speed up the frog's travel to the world. And it's possible to unlock other abilities of the frog as well. It's a virtuous circle. So now, Chen Mu has the intention to take away all the countless gold, silver and jewels on his body. But if he brings all this treasure back to Rock's pirate by himself, he will share it with the whole ship. You must know that his current status is only an intern of Rock's pirate if he takes it back to share. The treasures he got in the end must not be as good as 1% of what he is now. So if you bring these treasures back, it's really a loss. Leaving the Rock's pirate, Chen Mu suddenly had such an idea in his mind, but he quickly denied it. It is precisely because the Rock's pirate has countless strong men that they can attack various rich countries in groups. If Chen Mu came out to do it alone, he didn't want to attack such a country. Because attacking the country that has handed in the gold is a provocation to the world government, there is a high possibility that Marine Admiral will be dispatched. Without the Rock's pirate, many of his actions will be restricted, and he will not be able to attack such rich countries as he is doing now. The probability of finding devil fruit will also be greatly reduced. So, now he can leave Rock's pirate. Thinking of this, Chen Mu fell into a dilemma. Continue to stay in Rock's pirate, this large amount of gold, silver and jewelry will be shared equally by the crew of Rock's pirate. But if he leaves Rock's pirate, he will have a hard time finding devil fruit. No matter what choice he makes, it is difficult for Chen Mu to make a decision. The system seemed to see through Chen Mu's distress, and reminded him. Host can store all these jewels in front of the traveling frog's house. Hearing the system's words, Chen Mu's eyes lit up, as if he saw hope, and he hurriedly asked. Can all these jewels be stored in the traveling frog's house? Having said that, Chen Mu opened the virtual panel and looked at the frog on the screen. What came into view was a large bed with a table and the like next to it. No matter how you look at it, these are ordinary rooms. How can such a small room fit so many jewels? Of course, the system responded. In the next second, the perspective of the virtual screen in front of Chen Mu began to move backwards, and finally the perspective reached the highest altitude. What came into view, except for the table and the bed, all other places were empty spaces. The amount of storage in the open space is even greater than that of the Rock's pirate ship. Words, is the house where this frog lives so big? Chen Mu couldn't help complaining. The house where the frog lives is bigger than the entire Rock's pirate, but it is such a big house, with only one bed and a few simple furniture. Does the host want to move all the jewels in front of him to the frog's room? The system makes a final inquiry to Chen Mu, and Chen Mu didn't respond in a hurry, but put his eyes behind him. At this time, the king of the country of Loris was still in a coma. When he kicked the door open, the king was frightened and fainted, and he still hasn't woken up. As for the guards who are closely guarding the country, they are still staying where they are now, they are not qualified to approach this treasure house. Seeing this scene, Chen Mu felt relieved to do things without being noticed. Sure. Chen Mu nodded in agreement. As his words fell, the countless gold, silver and jewels in front of him all entered the frog's house in the blink of an eye. The huge treasure house was ransacked right now, not a speck of dust was left, and it looked empty. After moving all the treasures into the frog's house, the system heard the sound again. Ding! The frog is full. Do you want to send the frog to travel to the heavens? Sure. Chen Mu replied without hesitation. The frog's trip to the 10,000 worlds this time must be faster than the last time. For this, Chen Mu is very much looking forward to the other powerful abilities brought back by the frog. After doing all this, Chen Mu looked around for a while and left. Now the frog's injury has recovered, but also fed a devil fruit, and took all the treasures of the country. Chen Mu is already very satisfied with this, so there is no need to stay in this place any longer. He left the underground treasure house, returned to the land, and rushed towards the shore. Not long after Chen Mu left the underground treasure house. Not far from the underground treasure house, a figure poked its head out of the ruins. This person is the brains of the Rock's pirate, Kurozumi Higurashi. After Chen Mu defeated Kaido, he did not end Kaido's life, nor did he move towards the shore to join the Rocks pirate. Instead, he went to the depths of the kingdom, which surprised Kurozumi Higurashi, so he followed Chen Mu secretly. Since Chen Mu was a little tired after the battle with Kaido, he didn't keep observation haki aware of his surroundings all the time. In addition, Kurozumi Higurashi is very good at hiding his breath and whereabouts, so he was not discovered by Chen Mu. Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, August 10th to August 20th. 20 future marine hero Garp. After Chen Mu left the underground treasure house, he rushed towards the coast in satisfaction. This time he attacked King Loris. Without a doubt, he was the biggest winner. I believe that no one has gained more benefits than him in this attack. Devil Fruit, as well as the famous knife, increase the level of traveling frogs. In addition, there are huge amounts of gold, silver and jewelry on him. The money can be reserved for auctioning Devil Fruit and the like when they have the opportunity to enter the auction field in the future. Just as Chen Mu was thinking this way, he suddenly felt a sense of danger. Boom! Suddenly there was a loud noise, and there was a huge hole where Chen Mu was standing just now, and there was a burst of smoke and dust. Chen Mu looked vigilantly at the pit not far away. He knew that the visitor was not kind, and the opponent was not a simple character. I saw a person standing up slowly from the pit. Have you been dodged? The smoke dissipated slowly. Garp patted the dust on his body and said lightly. Garp? Seeing the man in front of him, Chen Mu was slightly taken aback, and said to himself unconsciously. The man he meets now is the young Garp. Garp is a legendary figure among the naval headquarters. He was the one who put an end to the unstoppable rocks in the Valley of the Gods. He was subsequently given the title of Marine Hero. When Roger's era came, it was he who pushed Roger into corners many times. Garp's life can be described as a legend, an out-and-out monster. But at this time, Garp still looks very young. The whole body is full of youthful vigor and majesty. Oh, do you know me? It seems that my name has spread throughout the Rocks pirate. Garp laughed heartily after hearing Chen Mu's words. Today's Garp, although young, has the same personality as when he was old. It still looks heartless and in a very big state. Looking at Garp in front of him, Chen Mu knew that the Rocks pirate should not have left yet. Since Garp will go to the island to find members of the Rocks pirate. So in other words, Loris country, the location on the coast does not need Garp's help. It can be deduced from this that naval headquarters must have sent a powerful army, even Marine Admiral. Presumably now Rocks and the Cadres are in a hard fight. Although you know me, I'm very happy, but I'm sorry, a pirate is a pirate. I want to arrest you and send you to prison. Garp's face turned cold, and he said in a deep voice. Although Garp was a little nervous, his emotions changed quickly. Laugh when you should laugh, and be serious when you should be serious. Now there is no smile on Garp's face, but a state of serious fighting. By the way, why do you think I'm from the Rocks pirate? Can't I be an ordinary resident of this country? Chen Mu asked with some doubts. Although he has joined the Rocks pirate now, he has not been offered a bounty, and there is no bounty on his body. And there are no Rocks pirate members around him, and it was the first time he met Garp. Why is Garp so sure he's from the Rocks pirate? And he didn't even say hello, just attacked him directly. Fortunately, he reacted quickly, otherwise he would have received a solid punch from Garp. Residents of this country have already been evacuated. They're in the other area, and this road is the only way from the Loris kingdom to the Rocks ship. How could an ordinary resident run in the direction of the Rocks ship? Garp clasped his arms across his chest and explained with a serious expression. I'm lost. Chen Mu said with a smile. To be honest, he doesn't want to fight Garp right now. It's not that Garp is afraid, it's because he doesn't know if there are marine reinforcements nearby. He wasn't sure how many marines had come aboard the island in search of the Rocks pirate. If there are many strong people, go to the island to search for the whereabouts of Rocks pirate members. And he's playing Garp here, no doubt, will be noticed. If it is because of the reinforcement of the marine powerhouse, it will be very troublesome at that time. If he was beaten by the marine crowd, he believed that no one would come to his aid. Regardless of whether anyone from the Rocks pirate will notice him. Even if he noticed, it would be almost impossible to help him. Because this is the Rocks pirate, a place where there is no friendship, only killing. So if it is possible to avoid fighting Garp, Chen Mu still does not want to take this huge risk. Don't quibble, your skill is impossible for an ordinary person, Garp replied. If there are ordinary residents, because the marine did not notice, they were not evacuated to the other side of the area. Plus running in the direction of the Rocks pirate because I got lost. This is also a possible situation. But Chen Mu's speed is so fast, he is almost running like flying over a wall in this deserted country. Can a normal resident do this? No matter how you think about it, it's impossible. Don't say that, Garp, I'm really an ordinary person, I don't know martial arts. Chen Mu wanted to continue to argue. Stop saying such stupid things, pirate. Garp shook his head slightly, not at all convinced that Chen Mu was an ordinary person. It is expected that Chen Mu is a member of Rocks pirate. No matter what Chen Mu said, he was firm on this point. Are you the only one who came to the island to chase other Rock's pirate members? Chen Mu asked with a condensed expression. He knew that the battle with Garp was probably inevitable. So first inquire about the information and then make a specific decision. You Rock's crew members who are hiding in the country of Loris, I alone are enough to deal with it, no one else is needed. Garp snorted coldly and replied indifferently. Rock's pirate is not an easy nut to crack. Most of the strong men sent by their marine are used to fight against Rocks and cadres. Marine is afraid that members of the Rock's pirate will hide in the Loris country and continue to cause damage to the country. So he was sent to go deep into the country alone to arrest those crew members who were hiding in the country. Really? Then there's no problem. Hearing this answer, Chen Mu nodded in relief. If Garp is the only opponent, then there is absolutely no need to be afraid of fighting. Since the opponent wants to fight, wouldn't it be good to satisfy him? Do you want to catch it without fighting? Boy, if there is a fight, I won't pay attention to the seriousness. Garp stretched his wrist and said in a deep voice. If you catch him without a fight, wouldn't you be in prison? Do you think I will do this? Filu's 18th anniversary brand upgrade gives back to readers. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time. August 10th to August 20th.